Today we get to talk to two absolute characters, Mike and Pat of the Crash Dummies. They're a Milwaukee podcast, but they're nationwide. They're involved in all sorts of things. This is a chaotic and funny conversation that I'm happy to bring to you. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the Crash Dummies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with some sophisticated gentlemen, Milwaukee legends, podcasters, and a lot more than that. The Crash Dummies. How you guys doing today?
Good. Mike and Pat.
Yeah. That's Mike.
Mike and Pat.
And Pat, what's up? How y'all doing?
So first question we got to get to the bottom to is, if you had a son, say that he wanted to be a furry, how would you feel about that?
What's a furry?
Someone that wears animal suits. They go to conventions where they dress up like a horse, a hawk, other animals, and they embody that animal spirit.
Depends on what animal.
So if he's what animal passes the test? Like if he does it, you're not pissed about it.
Like I'd rather my son be out here biting people in their necks than like being like a, oh dad, I want to be an adorable sheep,
or like a cow.
So as long
like,
as if he's like a wolf, it's cool.
Nah,
a cow is crazy.
No, a cow is crazy. You can't be a cow.
Nah, because you out here getting milked.
The getting milked part would like if you really embodying it, yeah, getting milked would kind of be a little bit weird.
Like if I come home and my son udders look like they've been used, I'm a little hurt.
Do you feel like you would call a therapist, the police? Like who would you call in that situation?
The coroner.
Because you'd kill him.
Allegedly.
So I'm going to be a father in January. So these are some of the subjects and things that I'm just thinking about.
My son was born in January.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucky.
What kind of advice can you give to a future father such as myself?
How far along is she?
16, 17 weeks.
16, 17 weeks. Okay. What's that? How many months is that? 4? 4 months? You got about 5 months to, I don't know, like what's your favorite state?
I love Wisconsin, honestly.
What other than that though?
Florida.
Florida's a good place to run. 100%.
Get out of there?
Yeah, 100%. Go to Florida, start a new life. What's your favorite name?
Ralph.
Ralph would be perfect.
Grow a mustache and just start over?
Start over, come back when he's 18. Toss him a basketball. If he can hit a left-hand layup, you stay. If he can't, you leave.
So if he has like professional sports ability, I stay. But other than that, I don't know who my son is.
100%.
Yes.
Only way you come back is to draft night. If you're not coming back to a draft, what are you coming back to?
And I have to have like fake tears and act like I was part of the journey.
Why are you giving advice
right?
that you didn't do?
Well, I couldn't find a plane ticket. It was tough to get out. That's before the podcast money hit. Nah, I'm playing. Don't run from your kids unless you already. No, I'm just playing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cross you off my list of advice to seek for parenting.
100%.
So, okay, one thing I want to talk about, because you guys are some crazy sons of guns. Like, you just took a fight where you bumped up weight classes. Mm-hmm. Talk about the difference in weight class and what you just went through in the last few weeks.
Yeah, so boxing my first professional fight after only like a year of boxing.
Which is crazy, right? What is the average time you think to get ready to be a pro boxer?
Man, some of these guys been boxing since they were like 8. So like definitely started late. I was supposed to fight at 200 pounds, which is like the cruiserweight limit. And a week before the fight, the guy drops out and my coach calls me and says, hey, I have another fight for you, but it's at heavyweight. And the guy's like 300 pounds. And I was like, sure. Because the thing about boxing too, like the first couple fights, you're not going to fight like world beaters. You're going to fight fights that you should win. So I knew I should have won this fight, and I was training. I was cutting weight the whole time. So
not everybody though.
Who?
Everybody's not gonna fight somebody they can fight. So if you lost already, then you the dude that people fight to get their record up.
Yeah,
give it up, man. Your kids need you. Go ahead.
Pat, would you have taken a fight if the guy was that much bigger?
No.
I've pushed you out of a fight like that before. I was on a card where I was supposed to fight at 170, and the promoter came over because I was sitting next to a kid that was fighting at I think 185 or 190, and I was just sitting next to the kid talking. He's like, whoa, don't get too comfortable. I need you guys to come over here. He's like, the card's falling apart. I need your help. I need you two to fight each other. And luckily, he said no first. I didn't want to be the guy that said no. Yeah. But I'm thinking, like, fuck you, buddy. Like, I showed up on weight. I cut the weight. I made it happen. it's too much risk.
Yeah.
For it to be worth it.
Especially if you're fighting professionally, like he is, and it's going on your record forever.
So what made you say this is what I want to do instead of
because I was like worked super hard I was losing weight. So I was 240 something last year. Wow. So then I got down to 200, almost to 200. Like that morning I had a sauna suit on running, and before I got the call. But what made me take it is just that I knew this is what I wanted to do, and I knew that my coaches wouldn't put me in a position like to put me against somebody they knew I couldn't beat. Even for not being that big, I'm still pretty strong and athletic. So I knew if anybody's 300 pounds.
What does penis size got to do with anything?
But if I knew.
Do you think he was 6 inches or lower?
Lower? I don't know.
That's a good answer to that question. To try to like.
You had to hit up his coach and be like, send us a picture of his flaccid wiener.
No, that'd be a crazy criteria. But I knew I had the power to beat him. So I knew. I knew that I had the power to beat him, and I wanted to I know I'm going to fight again in October, so I wanted to just get this one over with. I think the part that I was most nervous about was just having a platform like a podcast, especially a comedy podcast. We were streaming it live and everything. So I knew if I lost, I would become somewhat of a meme in my little community. So
in your own community too.
Yeah, my own community.
2,000 people were watching live. Some people waiting for him to fail. Like that's how some of our people are. Like they want to see us fail. Like I got people in my inbox that watch my show every day and subscribe to us. They got the highest tier on Patreon, and they in my inbox every day calling me a bitch. Every single day.
You're a very interesting group of people.
I'm telling you, like none of these dudes got girlfriends, nothing. They just literally wait on us to post. Not just fine. I fuck with y'all. Crash Dummies. Shout out to y'all. Some of y'all some hoes though, for real.
Okay, but you guys have an interesting concept on your show. You guys get some wild inbound calls, right? Like you guys almost do like a couch session, therapy session.
Yeah.
You guys had an ambulance driver call you while he was driving in an ambulance?
Yes. Which we first we didn't know he was driving. We just knew he was in the ambulance. But sometimes all of them we called through like IG. So the video was on. So we saw that his like hand on the steering wheel that he was actually driving. And I don't know. That's just the most random shit. But we do sit through a lot of bad calls too that
people don't get that.
Never make the call.
People like, man, it's the same people that make the show. It's not the same people. After a while, I like how much different can you sound on the phone?
Yeah.
Like I put you three on the phone, two of you guys are gonna sound similar. And not just because you guys are all white.
I was gonna. That's
but you're not white though. First. Sorry, my bad, Miguel. His name's Miguel. Like.
Let's just note that a microaggression just occurred here.
No, you should have seen his face. I call it, that's the worst thing you can call somebody Hispanic is white. They just motherfucker. They just grits their teeth.
I'm like 3 seconds away from calling Jesse Jackson over here to get involved.
Why is Jesse Jackson in everything, bro?
I know. I don't like him.
What's your take on Jesse Jackson?
He looks like a drunk Donovan McNabb. I hate him. He's terrible. I just hate that, like these people, every time black people get in trouble, we got to have the same leaders. Like, can we like rotate this shit around?
They got to rotate. Okay, if a black guy gets in trouble, who's like the premier person to call for this kind of shit?
Fuck, Mike Tyson.
Buster. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Because I know ain't no shit going down in person. For real.
Dude, do you think Mike Tyson is most people? What percent of the population is just intimidated being in his presence?
I would never. It would be tough for me to interview him, especially if I had to ask him some serious questions.
Because it could go south quickly.
I've seen him turn on people.
Like the slightest thing, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're worried about your safety. You're looking around to see the exit points of the room.
He's like in his own world sometimes too.
Like, you know how Mike just corrected you and was just like, corrected you on something earlier and was just like that. Like if Mike Tyson said something wrong and I wanted to correct him, I would not correct him. I'd just be like, yeah.
Do you think it would be easier to be a woman and interview Mike Tyson because it's less threatening and there's no...
Nope. Same threat.
Punch a chick too.
No, he wouldn't punch her. It's just like the same intimidation. You know what I mean? You see what he did to Hasabullah? Like he fucking, he picked him up. Like, bro.
I think once Mike Tyson told the reporter that he would fuck him like he loves him type shit and eat his children.
That's a crazy
line.
That's a crazy threat.
See, it was so crazy. No one even called him gay for that. We just said that shit was like crazy.
Yeah,
like that was intimidating. Nobody ever said like, "Pause, Mike Tyson."
No, I was scared.
He doesn't do it because he likes men. He did it because he just wants to let you know that he could do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
That's like the ultimate. Like I beat your ass.
You know,
I'm able to fuck you. Like that's how bad. I'm gonna beat your ass. And I'm gonna be able to fuck you,
and you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Like, so you psychologically beat my ass.
And that's before like pegging even came into the public conversation.
Right.
Where some dudes are admitting they do like it.
And number one, we're forgetting, he said this over a microphone.
To a reporter.
Over the mic. He said he was going to fuck him over a mic.
On TV.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, I was traveling in Thailand and I met some like martial arts guru guy.
Okay, I thought we were.
Yes.
Because we were just talking about fucking guys who went to Thailand. Okay.
You're gonna be happy where this story goes.
I hope so.
This guy was like this freakishly skinny and was like, I saw him practicing martial arts and I was just talking to him about it. And he runs like a defense agency or like people. He's a consultant for defense. He goes to he has a BlackBerry because apparently you can't hack into that. You could just tell he was in that community, but he recommended a book. It was like the Black Book of Violence. And so I read it. This guy's advice was to escalate something, like if you're in a potentially dangerous situation, to tell somebody, okay, we're going to fight, but after I'm done and I knock you unconscious, I'm going to have sex with you. And that was like the highest threat you could say, but he's also said it could backfire. Because if you do tell that to somebody, they're probably going to kill you if you don't kill them. Do you think that was bad advice as a martial artist?
He wrote that in a book?
This guy wrote it in a book.
I would immediately
to tell
laugh.
a guy in the face.
Because usually need help, like people need help writing a book. Like, I forgot what it's called when someone helps you
Ghostwriting?
No, it's just like another word that helps you. Like, anyways.
ChatGPT?
Somebody helped him write that shit.
You think so?
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Okay.
dead ass serious. Like,
I think what it was is, you know how there's like a lot of corny karate shit out there?
Yeah.
It's getting cleaned up with the advent of UFC and boxing at a high level. Like all the corny martial arts is kind of like, we're okay, dude, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those guys, like one of those like 80s guys that wore like a bandana and a mustache and thought because he was a black belt and whatever that he could kill anybody. And then I think if he were to look at the UFC now, I think he wouldn't write that advice.
So his theme was to escalate a situation
to the point of you getting killed or raped. That sounds like a bad way to fight to me.
sounds like a lot of time too. Like, there's no none of that stuff happens in under a 2-hour span.
Yeah.
Like, you're wasting your time here.
Okay, if you were outside a bar in Milwaukee and an angry, aggressive dude's in your face, and you told him, after I fight you, knock you out, I'm gonna have sex with you.
I told him that.
Yeah. Well, how do you think that's gonna go? Do you think it escalates the violence, or do you think he's like, this guy's crazy?
I don't like how you threw me in that scenario. That's I'm not really feeling it. Let's reverse that.
If someone told you that.
Oh, that would be my first time calling the cops. I've never called the cops before, but like right then and there, because it's like either I'm going to jail for the rest of my life or I'm getting fucked. Like, this is like, no, like, I gotta kill you.
Because my thing is that if somebody tells you that, they gotta be pretty confident that they can win a fight. And you don't want to judge a book by its cover. Do you think a shadow
of doubt creeps in when someone says that? You're like,
yes.
What is this guy? No, because
definitely.
if you've been in the fight world long enough, you can like. There's guys that are like look like pudgy turds that can kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like they're just
and if he got cauliflower ears, definitely not doing it.
No, I ain't fighting nobody with cauliflower ears.
A wrestler that wants to fuck you,
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. They don't give up. Wrestlers don't give up, man.
You know, the advice for women is if you're in a situation like that, like a guy wants to, I'm going to say R word because I don't want to get taken off the internet, but to pee on yourself. You ever heard that advice? To either pee yourself or poop yourself, and then the perpetrator want to back off?
Nah,
do you think that would work in that situation?
A little bit out of my realm on that one. Okay, you step like outside the box, and I stayed in, and I'm calling you back in the box.
You don't call the police for any reason.
No.
Why not?
My biggest fear is that I call the police on somebody else that's black, and I want the police to come de-escalate it. And I'm like, yeah, he up there, officer. And I'm like, okay, that dude about to get arrested. And all I hear is, fa, 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 fa. And I'm like, damn.
So you don't think if you're on the phone, be like, by the way, I'm wearing a red hat. Good guy, red hat. You don't think that'll like keep you in the safe?
Nah. Don't trust it. Why risk it?
I don't know. I really haven't never called the police in a while. One time I was Ubering, like this was maybe like 3 years ago, and then I picked up this one girl at her at her place, and then all I saw was a woman running towards the car, like, open the door, and drive off. So my instinct was to park and see what the fuck's going on. She said, take off. And then I see another girl running behind her, banging on the door. And she's like, drive off. But she was like, hold on the car, so I couldn't drive. So then I unlocked the door. And then she goes in and starts curb stomping this girl in the back of the Uber. And the girl's telling me to call the cops. And I'm like,
so you're in the middle of a chick fight.
I mean, a domestic dispute. And I didn't call the cops then.
Were they lovers? Do you know? Like, do you know how it came about?
Something like
Friends,
that.
lovers.
They were definitely together. And I think, I don't know. But she was going to work. The other girl was going to work, and the girl was stomping out, and I still didn't want to call the cops. Because then the cops got called, and then they started checking my license and shit.
That's the thing. It's just like, you can't call the cops. Like, you can be broke down on the side of the road, and they're like,
That's
license and registration. Like, motherfucker, both of my tires are flat. Like,
my tire was flat. They asked me they started asked me if everything is okay. I was like, yeah, I just got a flat tire. And they asked me for my information too. I'm like, bro, I'm just on the side of the road.
Even if I did have a warrant out for my arrest, I'm obviously having a bad day, officer. Does it look like I want to go to prison too? Like, what the fuck?
I've heard that the highest incidence of domestic abuse, domestic disputes is among lesbian couples. Does that surprise you guys?
It's even.
It's even playing field.
Like, nobody feel bad. You know, like, usually maybe a woman doesn't hit a man in fear of, like, you know, his strength coming back. And obviously most men, good men, are taught not to hit women. Girls, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a dispute.
It's even playing field. Same strength wise.
No one's really getting discriminated against by the cops in that situation.
No. I don't think anybody should put their hands on anybody, but I think it's more seen normal.
I wouldn't say
that. I'm just saying though, like, I guess if you're a woman, right, and then another woman slaps a woman, you'll see it normal as, you know, they get hit back. But if a guy is obviously looked at a little differently, so definitely.
And like, two gay dudes, they're like more powerful. So like, when guys fight, there's like a higher risk of death. Like, two dudes fighting in a small kitchen, like somebody hitting their head on the back of the stove and getting cracked open like a fried egg.
That is interesting.
Well, I guess two gay dudes fighting.
That's what I'm saying. People think like gay dudes are weak. You seen Michael Sam before? Like,
I've seen buff gay dude before.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've heard from that Milwaukee's actually, I don't know how you can rank it compared to other cities, but very high as far as domestic abuse. And I've seen it with the rental scene. The amount of times that I've gotten a call, like, I had this tenant move in. First night she moved in, the police were called because her door got kicked in by the ex-boyfriend. She got dragged outside. TVs got thrown outside. The house got fucked up. This was in front of children also.
Fuck.
And they're like wrestling in the front yard. Someone sent me a video of it. And it was because he found a used condom. And that kind of stuff I hear all the time. Or another tenant, hey, I'm in the...
They called you when that happened?
The neighbors, it was a 4-unit building. So the neighbors called me. They're like...
I'm about to say,
but for the kids that saw that, that's a good thing though. Because I feel like it splits like their path. Either like they going to be fucking bums or they going to want to get away from that shit. Like, let's figure it out now. And none of this middle ground and shit. You just witness and who the fuck throwing TVs? Come on now.
It forces them either into homelessness.
I've never been that mad.
So they either have to go to like being great and they have like it's tragic story to tell, or they're going to be homeless.
Yeah, let's get it over with. Like why find out at high school graduation that you're going to work at Valvoline for the rest of your life? Let's figure it out now. Shout out to all my guys to work at Valvoline.
Shout out my dogs.
Then my nigga, stop offering me windshield wipers. I don't fucking want them, man.
Does it feel like the world is getting crazier to you guys?
No,
I think the world has kind of always been this way.
Yeah.
I just think the internet.
More news outlets. Like, everything's reported.
Were little kids toting guns in the 90s?
Yeah. I definitely had one. Allegedly.
How old were you, or allegedly, when you grabbed your first gun?
Anyways, you seen Trump? I just feel like every single thing was reported. Like, there's people like I used to go to college in Sheboygan. Sheboygan has this the Sheboygan scanner, where some guy listens to a police scanner and he reports every single thing on there.
Is that you?
He has a Twitter account. Now, I wish I had that much time.
I'm going to start calling you Sheboygan Scanner.
Sheboygan Scanner. That's a crazy nickname for a black dude.
That sounds like a serial killer.
Sound like I'm like trying to get fat white chicks. The Sheboygan Scanner.
Is that what you're into?
Huh? No.
Have you ever had sex with a fat white chick?
No.
Promise?
Promise.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
You don't like fat chicks?
And
or
if
what?
she shows up somewhere, she didn't have that weight when I met her.
Have you guys ever been catfished a little bit like that? Because I've gone on a Tinder date where it's like, you're 30 pounds.
No, I'm pretty thorough.
I was
with
in Nigerian boarding school too, so and then I came straight here. So.
Yo, you never been on a dating site?
No,
before.
I've never been on a date. No.
Well, Grindr don't count. He never.
What
really.
is it? What is a Nigerian boarding school like?
Oh shit.
Kind of like prison.
How old were you? How long did you grow up in Nigeria for? When did you
Born in
move?
Nigeria, came to Chicago when I was 5, and then went back for high school. But my parents kind of tricked me into going. So my brother got kicked out of high school, and then I was just misbehaving, I guess. And then my little brother was just my little brother. And so our dad made us take, like my dad used to give us like a random homework and shit to do, like on weekends to do. So he gave us a little test to do. To just do this. So we got that done. Not knowing.
That was the application to the boarding school.
Yeah, that was the application to get into the boarding school. And then our grandfather died. So they used that as an excuse to get over there. So we went there for a burial, technically, which was a burial.
And then you got enrolled in a school.
Yes, basically. It told us like 2 weeks after being there. They didn't even tell us when we got there. Niggas are getting their feet wet already. And it's like, oh yeah, all right, this is not
So
that
you
bad.
had no chance to tell people back home, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while.
No, when I left my friends, I was just saying, I'll see y'all like 2 weeks and shit. I was playing football and everything.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I was in boarding school.
Because when I picture boarding school, I've read Roald Dahl's biography. He's the guy that wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the BFG, all those kind of. And it is terrible, dude. He went to an English boarding school where they would. A 6-year-old kid would have like a big ass woman would the matron or whatever. She would cane your ass at the littlest thing you did. This guy pissed his bed and would get fucking caned every time he woke up with a wet bed.
No, he did definitely need his ass beat.
No, 100%. You pee in the bed. Like, that's a good lesson.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. It make you not want to pee anymore.
Yeah.
But no, we got whippings at school too.
So was it kind of like the teachers were all powerful and there was nothing you guys could do about it?
Teachers and then people that are older than you. Like if you're like a senior, like the kids had to listen to you. And there's like, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds in that thing. But I was a little bit, so Nigeria, they graduate like when they're 16. So when I was like a sophomore, I was older than like the seniors in a sense. But they always wanted like to get that respect from you. And I wasn't having that shit because I already didn't want to be there. So I was getting into a lot of fights in
Was
boarding
it
school.
absolutely brutal?
Oh, the first one I was in was brutal. It was like, it had termites eating my bed. There was no running water.
Nah, termites is crazy.
Termites is crazy. Like
That's
like
actually
legit,
crazy.
like your bed just breaks, boom, and then you just see a whole bunch of termites come out of nowhere. But yeah, so the first one was definitely not it.
Like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about boarding school and then it proceeds to be a fun, pleasant story.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, pause on termites. They eat wood. Wood eaters.
Is this a joke you learned from Grindr or what?
Whoa.
You didn't say you were on Grindr.
You said that you were at an OnlyFans.
We saw your phone before you walked in here and we saw the Grindr app.
Bro, if somebody told me, hey, I saw Pat on Grindr,
No, that'd be crazy.
I mean, I would have been like, I kind of knew already.
No, that'd be crazy. Crazy. But no, that was Miguel's phone, 100%.
Is there a particular story you can tell us from the boarding school era that gives us a picture of what your life was like then?
Shit. Woke up at like 4:30, did like morning prayer.
Oh, God. So it's Christian ran school?
I mean, it's both Christian and Muslim.
Because, dude, I feel like oh, really? They had the mix.
Just mix?
Yeah.
Like, I'm Muslim today.
Yeah, but because the place I'm in is very like blended, like Muslim and Christian.
Oh, damn.
You hear like the morning prayer on the little speaker phones. But yeah, everybody kind of went and did their own thing. But like, yeah, pray.
So you got to choose which one you had to go to?
I mean, you could be whatever you want any day, I guess.
Really?
I mean, you could do that now.
Just not free, huh?
But yeah, we couldn't leave like the gates and stuff like that. Basically, it's basically like 8 hours of like school, and then you get like 1 hour of free time. You wash your hands by your clothes with your hands and shit like that. But yeah, it was. I mean, I made some lifelong friends there. It was a terrible experience, but also made me like have like a new appreciation for my culture and stuff like that.
I think heard a statistic that Nigerian immigrants are the most educated people in America as far as doctorate degrees and advanced schooling.
Google his last name. Google SEO boo. He's the least successful SEO boo there is. And he's a viral podcast. I'm telling you, bro, there's one that looked just like him. He doesn't even know him, and he's a fucking doctor. Like a very known doctor.
Well, Nigerians, I think it's either you're a lawyer, doctor, or engineer, and that's like the three things that they want you to be. And I think that's a lot with a lot of immigrants too that come to the country and stuff like that. They want to make the most of the where they're at and take the opportunity they've been given. So that makes sense to why Nigerians are like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've packed up the family and risked everything to come to this place. Like, you're not playing video games for 5 hours a day, buddy.
Exactly.
That's true.
But I definitely feel like I definitely knew I wasn't becoming a doctor. Definitely wasn't going to be a lawyer, and then an engineer and that shit. I'm bad at math.
Did you guys struggle with that as young men? Because I feel like I was in these jobs that I'm like, oh, dude, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I knew this wasn't me, but I was doing it. But I didn't really see the route to get to A to B where I wanted to go.
What was the point that you decided to?
I got fired.
Same thing.
Yeah, it was being fired is the best professional thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
I say the same thing.
Because I was too much of a pussy. I actually was. So I worked a corporate sales job for 5 years with one company, got hired to another one, and I was writing in my journal, like, on March 15th, 2022, I think it was, I will quit my job. I was preparing to make the jump, and they just fired me a month earlier. I'm like, I didn't have to do it.
Were you already doing YouTube when you were working that job?
I was doing pranks at that time.
Okay.
And it was like minor success. It was okay, but it was really slow going. And then got fired in February, and it wasn't until 4 or 5 months later that like it finally started to kick.
Yeah, definitely. That was same story where I was working. I tried out I was in 2 NFL camps.
Really?
2016 and 2017. I was with the Giants and the 49ers. After that didn't work out, I got a regular job at Johnson Control, and then another job.
What were you doing at Johnson Control?
I think I was just like an auditor.
So you're an accountant by nature,
not even
by trade?
Hell no.
Hell no.
It was like more like just like, it's just like looking at invoices. Just looking at invoices and make sure it was right.
So were you ever sitting in that office just like, I don't know if you were in a cubicle. I was. Were you ever just staring at the cubicle just wondering what your life was?
Man, I knew when I started Googling Teslas that it was time to go.
What were you doing?
I was working. First, I was a college football coach. I went out to like Minnesota, Crookston, and was coaching D2 football out there. Then I came back and coached at my alma mater. And then I was just like, I need to stop coaching so I can focus on podcasting a little bit more. So
Did you enjoy coaching? Because I would imagine of all professions you could do, that's a pretty rewarding job.
It's nice until like the game days are nice. Like the game day feel of like, oh, I coached that, and the relationships you have. But when you start working 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day.
A college coach is no joke, because that head coach basically, hey, you got to be recruiting, constantly calling people. Hey, checking on so-and-so, their grades are off. This guy just got in a party, just got arrested. You got to go check in on him.
Anytime, like when you actually think of yourself at 19, 20, 21, and then realize my job insist on me relying on you. Ooh. I got to rely on a 19, 20, 21-year-old. And if he doesn't come through, then I'm fucked, and everybody's looking at me like, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? It's like, it's not my fault he's uncircumcised and doesn't know how to play football.
I am not circumcising my kid, by the way.
You're not, we talked about this, right?
I thought you was about to say, I'm not circumcised.
No, you should.
I'm not either.
No, you shouldn't do that.
My snake has a hat.
You shouldn't do that.
No, it's actually
2 burritos,
cool.
1 house. That's enough. I mean, you like listen.
Male circumcision is like, you know how in some countries they'll cut off the woman's clit.
Yeah, I heard.
That's somewhat of the equivalent.
I didn't know that. They ain't even got to work hard over there.
It was all about.
They
like,
got to even find a clit. They good
in the era of like
it's gone
when the church was running everything, like sexual repression, because that's where a lot of the penile has the feelings in it. You know what I mean? So you're depriving your child of the best sex they can
also
experience.
Making sure he doesn't get lint and shit in his dick also.
Maybe I should tell this story. I didn't know I was different until freshman year of high school.
That's a long fucking time. That's a long time.
I wasn't out. I didn't have my penis out in front of people. Like, so basically I made varsity by the skin of my teeth on the wrestling team.
Skin of your dick.
You son of a bitch. Yes. And I walked into the showers, and it was like, you know, like the mic drop moments in movies where like the music stops and everyone looks.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like that, but then a guy that ended up becoming one of my best friends, he just like, ladies and gentlemen, we have another anteater on the team. And he was like it was like me, him, and 2 other kids that weren't circumcised, and we became like
no, y'all became friends.
He became like one of my best friends.
I would have immediately fought him.
If he also had this.
Y'all bonded over being uncircumcised?
That wasn't it.
Like, you ever seen 2 burritos on 1 plate?
You said that before and it didn't hit, and I'm trying to think about it. 2 burritos on 1 plate.
That's what I'm saying. Usually somebody got 1 burrito. It's only room for 1 uncircumcised person.
Oh, in a room?
Yeah, you should have got rid of his ass.
Well, I've
never seen 2 burritos on a plate. That's what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds like something that an obese person would say. That doesn't seem like a penis reference to me.
No, but the concept of having 2 burritos on a plate, like 2 big burritos, I'm judging you.
Yeah, big.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
like if you go to Chick-fil-A. If you go to Chipotle and you order 2 burritos, I'm kind of judging you.
No, 2 burritos is crazy.
2 burritos at Chipotle for yourself?
And there's no TLC camera for my 600-pound life.
Yeah.
You ever see those shows?
That's a lot of fucking food.
You ever see those shows? Like, that's why, like,
we're
not going to make it, man.
I have trouble seeing that. Like, I know I have to have empathy and sympathy as a person, but I have trouble looking at that and not just being like, what the fuck are you doing, you fat bitch?
But I'm saying, like, a lot of people, get on people for body shaming and stuff like that, but the shit's also unhealthy. Like, to a sense, like, obviously there's some like husky people out there, and it's just like, okay, he's trying, he's like 320 pounds, he can lose that weight. But there's some people that are like bedridden, and like, you can't like
getting bed sores because they're so big they can't move. Can you imagine? Your body is your own prison at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Big ass prison, but a prison. It's a big ass prison, a lot of room in there.
That is a mansion luxury size prison.
I had a question for you though.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to go to war?
Not really. Dude.
I think we're about to be in a war soon.
With who?
With Russia.
Why would he have to go to war?
Because we about to get drafted, and they taking. I think I'm like over the hill. I don't think I would get drafted
because you wouldn't pass the physical fitness test to get in there.
Exactly.
I think at that point they start taking anybody.
This is the thing that would be this is why it would be hard in this generation to do a draft, because I think we've all seen enough of the government bullshit that we don't trust it anymore, and there's not a sense of patriotism like there was in the country. Like in World War II, it was like it's our duty to go fight those Germans, but now it's just like fuck you.
I know people say that, right? I used to think that too. Like it's gonna be tough for us to get soldiers like we used to have back in 9 when they had like tens of millions of people in the fucking army, whatever, right? But when I realized they really do still have power was like during COVID, and they gave us that curfew.
They say that's gonna come back.
And when I said like I thought nobody was gonna follow that curfew. Yeah, you was in the house, you're scary ass. When I thought, I was like, damn, ain't nobody gonna follow that curfew. And I looked out around town, that shit was empty.
That was kind of crazy to see.
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, damn, they really have control. We just don't know it. Like they can come in here like
it was amazing to see.
Everybody
people,
get their tinfoil hat on.
and Frank couldn't hide, neither could we, man.
Oh. People were a lot more compliant than I thought. Like I would have thought, like we're not gonna be told what to do, but people just did it.
I don't know.
I think he had no choice though.
They were stupid back then though. Also,
if they do lockdowns again, you think they'll be listened to?
Hell no.
Yes, 100%.
I don't think so.
If the thing about it, there's more people that follow the rules than don't. So there'll be people out here, and there'll be less people for the police to police. So if you getting pulled over, all it takes you get pulled over once. Give you a $500 ticket. Next time I get you, you're gonna be in jail, and it's not that many people out.
But if
Easy
the
pickings.
police, let's just say they're a little bit more right leaning, and they think the COVID lockdowns are tyranny, do you think they're gonna be more sympathetic? Like, oh nah, brother.
That's what I'm saying.
You ever met a cop before?
Met a couple.
Hey, live for this shit, man. Come on now. This is like them. Like
you should become a cop. I feel like that would be good.
Yeah, I think there should be a rule. I like that. You should only be able to police where you grew up at. Right? Because you got some dude.
What are we going to do in 53206 when no one signs up to be a police
officer? What is 53206? We're not from here.
The most incarcerated zip code in Milwaukee. In the country, actually. 6 out of 10 dudes walking around there have been to jail or prison. I don't think
6 out of 10?
6 out of 10? That's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
I would not start a business there.
Yeah. It's a little scary there. But those guys are not signing up to be police officers, so who's going to police the area?
They definitely would.
You think so?
Yeah. Just
I
make
feel
one of them. Just ride by real scary, tell somebody a badge and a gun. It's on you, man. And then take it.
I think they.
I got you, cuz.
I feel like they already do that without us having to tell them.
I got you, cuz. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you got a dude from like Waukesha, right? Mm-hmm. And then the only black person he ever saw in his life was on BET the one time he accidentally clicked on the channel. And then he goes and be a cop of like that town you just said. And he's messing with like the town's crackhead, and the town crackhead never did nothing to nobody but smoke crack. And like,
you got to know the lingo. You got to know the
exactly.
feeling.
Yeah.
You got to know this, like
some type
even
of
the
simulation.
landmarks,
or at least be in the like the neighboring. Like, oh, I drove through there before. You got dudes that's never been in some of these cities, and they're coming from far away to come police them, which is crazy.
Could you imagine being a police officer in Milwaukee? That would be a scary job, dude.
I would be lazy. I would be just like them. They're lazy as fuck. I would be lazy. I'm not coming to no shit unless it's shots fired. And when I get there, I need everybody to evacuate if you're not part of the crime, because everybody a criminal to me until they're not.
I think they're not going to hire you, but
I mean, they hired them. Shit.
Dude,
they shooting niggas ain't did shit, so why can't I?
It's oh god, we could go into some can of worms here, because I feel like if we look at who are the people in Milwaukee that are known for being shot by police? Is there anyone?
I don't know. I really don't pay attention.
I don't think there was like this one dude who got like a mural.
Sylvia Smith.
Yeah, that's like the last.
Have you ever seen that video? Mm-mm. Okay, so this is when the Milwaukee riots happened.
When was the Milwaukee riots? Hold on.
Like 2017.
Were we here?
That's when Sherman Park got.
Oh, we was here. Yeah.
When the fuck this happened?
We was here.
Niggas was rioting. We didn't know.
Bro, it was like by Sherman, wasn't it? And you couldn't even like drive through.
Yeah. You ever been to the Phoenix Center? Where they have all those small businesses?
Yeah.
That was what got burned down, and they rebuilt it and put businesses in there.
Wow, there was a whole riot and I didn't know about it.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, white people couldn't drive. They was stopping like white people.
Scary as
and snatching them
fuck,
out of the
dude.
car. He had to be white over there. I'd be scared as fuck. I can lie.
I saw those videos. It's like, we're staying inside for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Where the fuck was I? I'm still lost of what my timeline was.
Okay, so this is what happened. I don't know what led up to the police encounter, but it was a black cop chasing a black guy. Sylvia was running. He turns around, grabbing like a Uzi. As he's turning around, boom. But the narrative got out that it was a white cop, and then instantly things got lit on fire and went crazy.
Now, I gotta do my research on that. What Whoop say?
Do your homework?
FGY main. What did he say? I gotta do my research.
Do your homework?
You gotta do my homework. Yeah, research is Lil Reese. I gotta do my homework.
I think what this highlights too is like we're in the era of disinformation where no one knows what the hell is going on. Any story is plausible. Like literally anything could be published, and I'll have like you could instantly react to it and be like, Trump did this or Biden did that, and then you just get mad about it. And we have no idea what's going to be true anymore, especially when they start like chat GPT in your face. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like things could go. Mm-hmm.
But I think what sucks, obviously, like if you feel for something, yeah, maybe you want to protest that and you feel a type of way. Mm-hmm. But like if you want to be 1,000% honest, like that shit don't mean nothing for your life. Like when a president makes a law, like I understand, like okay, if this president's in office or this president, like Republican, Democrat, I might get different taxes on my business or whatever like that. Yeah, but most of this shit don't mean nothing for you. Like people be like, man, they sent $200 million to Ukraine. Like nigga, you ain't been to work in 2 weeks. Like what the fuck they got to do with these bills? Like how we gonna fix that? Like people, like some of that shit at the top don't matter. Especially to like, I get the people that's right there and it affects them, like different laws, but every law don't affect you. Like you can't sit there and watch CNN all fucking day and get triggered by everything that goes across the fucking screen, man. Like you're watching presidential debates of people that's not even fucking president. They debating to be president about what they will do.
So you guys know that we're hosting that in town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that? Did you guys see any of it?
Fuck no.
I see mostly people protesting.
Yeah, I watch Trump stuff. The Tucker Carlson interview.
What'd you think of it?
He funny. He a funny dude, man.
He was cooking Joe Biden.
Man, he said he got
Trump is say what you want about Donald Trump, but he's undeniably an excellent marketer. Like you guys think he's a mastermind or a moron? Because there's some moves that I'm like, damn, he's playing 4D chess, and there's other moves he makes. I'm like, are you retarded? Like, which one is it?
I think he's just that blunt.
It's like Kanye. I feel like when you have that type of mindset where you're always trying to be the first person with this idea and set trends, like you're gonna miss badly sometimes. But when you do hit, everybody's gonna follow and you're gonna make all the money because you're the first person to do it. But you know,
how rehearsed do you think he is? Like, for example, is he spending any time practicing his lines or doing anything, or do you think he's completely off the cuff?
I do think he says it a million times in his head because the way he says it, because he was cooking Joe Biden for some like random shit. For him being old,
this shit is so random to me, bro.
And then his mug.
Listen to this.
And he is physically, and physically he's not exactly a
triathlete
or any kind of an athlete. You look at him; he can't walk to the helicopter. He walks. He can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? That's not a lot. But you watch him, and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks.
Hold on, wait.
And then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. You know, those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces. You lift them up.
The thing about Trump is just that he goes on these little side tangents while he's insulting somebody, so it's like a double insult. So
he is a roast master.
You see his mugshot?
He looked a little strange. He didn't have his normal look to him.
No, he looked good.
No, they chose they did him bogus with the angle though.
It was to the side too much. Yeah. They fucked him up.
Have you guys ever had a mugshot taken before?
No.
I did, and they chose the worst one I took.
Oh, you did?
Because I thought
is it on the internet?
What'd you get arrested for?
What are the low level charges, like disorderly conduct?
Oh, you're drunk at a public place?
No, I was doing a ball sack prank, and an old couple thought I was actually exposing myself, and so Officer Schmidt came to my house from Wauwatosa. He drove back to the east side and got me, and I got booked, and then I just got my picture taken, and I thought I was gonna have like this badass, kind of like what Trump did. I was gonna put out a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But the picture was so fucking bad looking. I was just like, God damn it, they did me dirty.
Were you kind of excited to get arrested then?
It was kind of a badge of honor, you know.
How long did you stay?
I literally got in there. They took a picture. I think I signed paperwork. They told me I had a $313 ticket, and I was out.
Oh, so if you just paid the ticket, you got to walk out?
No. I had a court date, blah, blah, blah. But picture, like, I don't even know if I had to sign anything.
You never went inside of a cell?
I was never in a jail cell.
Have you been in a jail cell?
Have I been in a jail cell? Not yet.
Oh, you think? Oh, you definitely going in one of your videos, 100%.
Hopefully, it's in this country is what I'm hoping.
Oh my god!
Yeah, jail in another country is crazy. Wait, so you already like ready to go to jail?
I've thought about what I would do with my time in jail, but now that, especially that I love my family so much, I love my life. I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
But I would fucking read 1,000,000 books. I would do tons of push-ups. I would write.
Oh yeah, you're getting fucked. 100%. Any dude that try to mind their business in there, they a target. As soon as they see like, oh, this dude think he's smart.
I am curious about that. I've thought like, will I have to join? Like, okay, I know in California it's a lot more political. My friend Rob Banks, and he went to California prison for 10 years.
He's an Aryan.
He's not an Aryan before he went in, and he wasn't like he wasn't one after.
But
Wait, what's an Aryan?
Like
a wood, like a skinhead, Nazi.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like y'all were very hesitant to say what it is. Y'all were like,
well, dude, they're one of the.
You say first.
Hey, that's somebody like you know, like you don't want to offend
world,
like.
You do not mess with those guys in the prison world,
right? Unless
they're like 2% of the prison population, and I've heard like half of the murders in prison are done by the Aryan Brotherhood.
So he went in there, became a Nazi.
He didn't become a Nazi, but you just hang out with your color.
You have to. No, for real. That's like you're divided strictly by color.
It's not like a Disney movie we can walk in and be like, "Que pasa? Yo. Hey guys, what's going on?" Like you can't just bounce around freely from my understanding.
There's no High School Musical going in there. It's a lot of fucking and stabbing.
So if you're a white person going to California prison, your main choice is to become, what's it called?
Aryan or a Peckerwood, I think they call him.
Or you become Muslim and kind of.
A lot of people like to convert to Islam in prison, huh? Did you guys think I was about to explode or something, or what?
Oh my
god! Now that I've been canceled and my life is over, I will see you guys next week.
Oh man, that was funny.
That was insane.
No, that's probably the word I should use. Insane. Edit that out. That was insane.
All I said was God is good.
Yes,
you guys have an
That's
issue
true.
with that?
Yeah, yep.
I think God's good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Otherwise, if you guys are racist against me and Islam's, then you guys can have a problem with
Oh, nice flip. I like that.
I like that. That was smooth.
I like that. You think you're going to heaven? That's a crazy thought for you to go. I made fun of people that I probably shouldn't have made fun of in my head, never really out loud. But I've never done anything where I'm just like, oh man, I'm not going to heaven. Like if I don't get into heaven, I'm swinging.
I feel like I've done enough to make the cut, but except for, I'm not. So the Christians say you have to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I haven't really been hanging out with Jesus, talking to God. So if that's like the one thing that I missed, then yeah, I'm going to hell. Like I didn't go through the ritual
Is there like a timetable
of how long I have to make this decision?
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can be like 80 and start to be like.
That's what I'm saying. The people in church, they act like we ain't got time. Like they in church, but as soon as I show up, y'all introducing me saying, welcome.
No. You could have an interaction with a police officer tomorrow and now you're dead. So are you going to go to heaven or hell?
I'll probably stay in the middle somewhere.
You're going to be in purgatory?
Yeah, I'll probably be.
You believe that Catholic bullshit?
Nah. Maybe I'd be reincarnated.
I could see that.
Yeah.
As a human or as an animal?
It's a golden retriever.
I don't know if I see that.
Hopefully my owner is a fat white woman and she keep feeding me under the table.
Just keeps giving you peanut butter and other stuff?
Yeah. Why is there so many black dudes over here?
Do you think heaven's going to be cool?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think the music going to be kind of mid, but...
Have you ever heard how it's described in Revelations, what heaven might be like? There's these creatures that are circling around God, like birds with tons of eyes, like very strange psychedelic creatures. And every time they go past them, they basically yell the Muslim equivalent of like, God is great. God is great. I'm just thinking like, this is it. Like this is what you're supposed to dedicate your life towards. And then you get to heaven and like, you're supposed to like keep saying like, you go God, like good. Like
I'd rather do that. Like I'd rather do that than go be down there and you like it sound like fajita sizzling down there. About that, like they got a permanent heat wave. Like
exactly.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I'd rather feel good than
sound like steak sizzling down there.
But what if hell is just you get everything you ever wanted and you realize there's nothing to chase? That's how I've heard it described before.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm taking my chances with heaven, man.
Man, I rather. hey, you the man, guy? Yeah. I mean, not hell yeah, my fault. Hey, don't kick me out. Hey.
Do you guys feel like you've ever spoken to God before?
Couple times.
Yeah.
You want to tell me more?
You ask God for a sign. I feel like a lot of people, kind of like, I'm not super religious, but I do believe in like signs and like prayer is because it's part of manifestation. It all like ties together. So I feel like a lot of people miss their signs. Like they ask for a sign. They be like, God, let me get a new job. And a new job calls them and they miss a call and they lazy and they don't do shit with it.
So just most people aren't spiritually in tune enough to like realize when the greater universe is plugging their way in.
I just feel like this, like Earth in general is just very strange to just say just poof and just everything just happened to be this certain way.
Yes.
And like why come an asteroid has never hit Earth in like a zillion years, you know, like that type of
that
shit.
If even we were tilted 1 degree over, we'd be all dead. Or
Yeah. Why grizzly bears don't have a podcast and why they can't talk like this? Them niggas eating salmon and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Grizzly bears do eat good though.
No intellect whatsoever. Just eating salmon, chasing shit. Like imagine that. Like
I feel
y'all
like
don't want no podcast or nothing.
Just recently, I had an interaction with the higher power.
Okay.
And this is how it went. We were doing this video on the border and
Border of
Texas and Mexico. And so we just got done talking to these kids that were coyotes and transporting the people. And they're basically teenagers that are looking for a lot of cash. So these kids, they're taking illegal immigrants. We were in a safe house where like you could still smell shit where someone like just made it over the border and they shat in the corner and they made it to the next spot. And
you went? You a citizen?
That's what I said. How long y'all been with Miguel?
Microaggression number 2. Microaggression number 2.
Miguel catching strays for no reason. He literally the nicest dude in here.
I say that because one of my not to divert your story, but I say that because one of my friends was saying they had to go do his paperwork over there for his girl. They went there and he said he was afraid because once you cross the border, you don't got your paperwork. They can hold you there.
See you later.
Yeah. So that was the thing. So I was wondering.
Just as a Hispanic?
I didn't know if you're like a DACA kid or something. I don't know how.
Just as a Hispanic?
Yeah.
Or
even if you're like just.
Me?
No, not you.
They ain't gonna hold me. Oh shit! I can rap Meek Mill whole verse. That sounds like somebody that's from Mexico.
But yeah, go back to the kids at the borders.
So basically, we experienced that. Like all these things were just falling in line, and then we go to the border, and it's really militarized there. Like there's people with crazy guns, all sorts of like the border patrol, the National Guard, all sorts of different people walking around, and we get kicked out of the area that we were in. And then this guard says, actually, hey, I think you're good. Let me just talk to my boss. I think it is open to the public. We come back in. As we get out of the car, people are literally coming across the river and just getting caught. And then they share their story. And it's moments like that where I just feel like we are on the right path. And I don't it's not like a Jesus God or Muhammad God type of interaction, but like we are following the path of life that we're supposed to be on. Because all these things that were supposed to be really hard to pull off or just things that are just by chance, like fall into your lap. And you're like, I think I'm in the right place at the right time.
That's a crazy experience to see. Like, if I saw someone get picked up by Border Patrol, that they were that desperate to get out of the country that they're in,
dude,
to try to get over here, then maybe I stop complaining that a cop trying to kill me. Just a little bit.
Also, you need to hear about how Mexican police treat people. So, like, I asked them, what is the toughest part of their journey? You got people from Honduras, Colombia, El Salvador. All of it was getting robbed and beaten by Mexican police. And when they got to America and they saw the Americans with the guns and then the Americans just gave them water bottles, they're like, oh, we're safe. We're good. Like, these guys are actually treating us like human beings. So they thought they were safe and they weren't going to get deported, whereas they actually were deported that next morning. And I think, like, are there American police that have big issues and that we need to fire or send to prison? Of course. Mm-hmm. But compared to, like, Mexico, you are literally frightened for your goddamn life. That's the police come in on you.
Yeah, that's always a problem, though. That's always like are we being treated well compared to other places? Hell yeah. Like, America's obviously
land of opportunity.
Yeah, like, you can literally start a podcast, become viral with no education, and make millions. Like,
it's crazy.
It's definitely a land of opportunity. But then at the same point, if you're treated wrongly, do you like refer to
the worst case scenario, like the worst country in the world? Like,
just like
police.
It's like tough.
Course.
Yeah,
I think this is where we're at with America, and this is where I hope us young people like really come around to is like. Is it a work in progress, and is there some renovations that are needed? Of course. There's a lot of bullshit that is happening in this country. But the overall house that we're staying in is like the baller one on the block that you just have to put some money into to turn it up to the next level. And I hope that we can get a sense of patriotism back, but not like do everything the government tells you or our leaders are amazing, but like just us as people, like fuck yeah, like I get to be at this country with you and you and you and you, and I'm excited about that. And I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. I want the best for everybody. Like that type of mentality, I hope we can come back to a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we will. I think the younger generation, you don't think so?
Hell no.
I think the younger generation are more alike than what the older generation is.
Yeah.
So I think there's always going to be that small, like, definitely small changes, but over time in like 50 years, I definitely think we'd be.
There's definitely less racism now.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
That group, not overall, but in the like you definitely see like kids that are growing up now. Like white kids are more in tune with what's going on in the black community. Black kids aren't looking at the other white kids as just like evil. So that the group that's coming up, are definitely like more in tune where like my elders, they all still hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
they don't. A lot of them like live through like the harder parts of it.
Right. Like my dad got chased by the KKK before.
What?
Like chased as a 14-year-old kid. So you telling that 14-year-old kid?
How many of them?
Huh?
How many of these guys?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Was this? We looked up a little bit of your bio. Was this in Pontiac, Michigan?
It was a town neighboring Pontiac, Michigan.
So the KKK.
He got chased by KKK in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's not even the real
there's
KKK.
some
No,
weird-
Michigan is racist as fuck.
There's some
bro.
weird pockets of KKK. Like I think the headquarters was like in Indiana.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not
Bro,
no Indiana
Michigan,
KKK.
bro. Michigan is
Yeah,
racist.
I got
as
chased by some
fuck.
random dudes in hoods.
3 dudes that just happened to wear white today. You feel like chasing him? Yeah, let's do it.
They were just bedsheet salesmen, and your dad ran.
It's Halloween.
Yo,
and
we
shit.
trying to sell you something, man. It's Halloween. What the fuck is he running for?
How did he handle that situation?
He just ran. He just went home. It's just like another
Like,
day.
did they know who he was or where he lived or what he did? Or
No,
was
they were fishing at a lake in a town that they weren't supposed to be in, but that's the best lake that you can catch fish in. And him and somebody came and said, "Hey, you guys can't fish here." And basically, they beat him up, and then he went to go get the rest of the members.
Oh, God.
And they seen it, and they had to like run all the way around the lake, and then they ran home and had to run all the way home because they thought they were going to get chased and stuff like that. But you see, like, it's like the thing about it. What I will say, like, I get there's some places that you can't go.
I can't go.
Some places, right?
Within a school zone. Where else?
But no, I'm saying like there's some places you can't go, but you probably don't go there because they're gonna rob you for everything and maybe beat your ass. But there's some places that we can't go because they're gonna kill us. 100% sure if they get a chance to. Like there's sundown towns. I'm sure you heard of that before. There's towns like if you're in there after the sun goes down and you're in like if I go to a bar and stuff like that, everybody in town agrees like we're gonna kill him and we're gonna make sure nobody knows who did it. Like kill. Like not beat him up, rob him, take his jewelry. We're gonna kill him just because his skin color. Like y'all don't even know. I don't like black people either. What if I said that? But nah, I love black people. But
Are any of these places in the north?
The north, like Midwest?
Midwest or like not the South?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Ohio.
We should do an investigation going to a sundown town.
There's some
You trying to take us with you?
there's a lot in
And
Ohio.
then on the jukebox, we like slip it. Like we just start playing like Little Baby or Moneybag Yo and just see the reactions in the room.
Nah, if we went with you, that would be a dangerous mission.
That'd definitely be dangerous. I definitely wouldn't do that.
Do you actually think there's people that would kill you?
100%. If I was in a town at the right time around the wrong people.
But people also say if you're in like in the wrong hood, there are people that want to kill you.
Because statistically, isn't it more dangerous to be in the hood than in a sundown town?
Just by like the area is probably more because the hood is usually like enclosed, right? I can't be in all the houses are next to each other, or it's a projects, it's tall building, or I'm on a street where people hang out on that street every day. In a sundown town, maybe I found a motel on the outskirts where the Indian dude that works there doesn't really care, you know, that I'm sleeping in this hotel.
I still think it's more dangerous in the hood.
Huh?
I think it's
No, I'm saying it's more dangerous in the hood.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Also, like what I'm trying to think about is
But-
news stories in my head. Because in this generation of media, if that happened to a person, I feel like it would be
Yeah, that's what
national
I'm saying.
news. And I don't feel like I've heard stories like that in the past few years.
Because they don't know who did it.
I agree with Tommy. So I haven't really heard of it. I've started hearing about sundown towns.
If
with
it's
you.
true, we need to go there and beat some ass.
That I feel like those stories aren't as publicized. I definitely still think they happen.
Nah, because
In
It doesn't
2023,
It doesn't
though.
happen. It
2023.
doesn't happen more than
I think in
a
the
woman
past,
went missing and it was made national news. That she was
Bruh,
faking
no,
her being
bro.
missing.
Bro,
I
I'm
think
telling you.
before the internet and back in the day, it probably happened all the time. But I think if it happened now,
Yeah, I don't think it happens nearly as much.
Hey, unsolved mysteries, man.
Because it would be definitely a big thing. A whole bunch of black people keep missing in these sundown towns.
Sean King would be in that town tomorrow.
Sean
dude.
King's crazy.
Sean King is like I don't know. I don't even know
I
what
want
to
to
say
hear your
about.
take because I used to follow him and I got a little fed up and I unfollowed him.
He
Tell me
went-
what you think about Sean King.
He went through a phase where he was like,
Not liked it really.
yeah, I feel like
Because then people found out he wasn't even black.
yeah, I thought he was like
Is
super
he
light
pretend
skinned.
black?
I don't know. I don't know if he's like.
I think he white with a buzz cut. You know that's like like the Mac Miller type of like
Were you-
R.I.P. You know?
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, but like that type of like, damn, he could be black, but I got to see his parents.
I think he has a black daughter, half black daughter, because his wife is black.
But it's not his,
No, it's his.
huh?
He has a half white dog.
Oh, okay. It's hard for me to do the math. I get it.
Yeah.
So his daughter half black.
Did that count you in though?
Nah,
It does,
but you're around it though. Like you got a black woman.
Yeah,
That's a pretty strong influence.
But I don't think he ever claimed to be. I think we just assumed because he jumped on every story. But yeah, I don't know if I ever followed him, but yeah, he does report. Especially before, I felt like he was reporting on things before he even had like all the information.
That's where yeah.
Because you can start to like, when you're at that level and that, because he has millions of people that follow him and that take what he says seriously, and he's like a source of news to a lot of people. And if you like dox somebody or like say that somebody's a bad person and you get the mob online to attack them and you're not correct, I feel like he maybe retracted. I'm trying to think if he retracted a story when he did that, but that's serious. Like that's the thing about like the power of numbers that we have in this social media game is that if we use our powers for bad, you can, like I've seen it even where like a YouTube or TikTok prankster pranks at a restaurant and the restaurant managers kick them out and it goes viral and they get thousands of bad reviews on that restaurant. It goes down to a 1-star review on the Google page. Who's going to that restaurant if you don't already know about that restaurant?
Pranksters. What do you kind of think about these generations of like pranksters on YouTube?
Some of them are really, really like, I'm laughing and I'm not supposed to be laughing.
Yeah.
Like I just saw this guy yesterday that was go up to somebody's cart at Home Depot, be like, "Can I borrow this?" Grab something out of their cart and like fake fart on it and then give it back. Like, this is the thing. Sometimes the younger generation of pranksters, they antagonize people to the point where they want a public freak out, and then they label that person a Karen.
Yeah.
Karen freaked out. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
Karen just stepped on her fucking business because you were being a little bitch to her.
Or they'll be like, bro, it's a prank. It's a prank. Stop. Why you acting like it's a prank? Like, that doesn't change anything.
No, my favorite prank is old school prank, like 2012-ish. That's crazy. I'm saying old school 2012. But he like had a full suit on and he'd be on the phone. He looked like Hitman.
Vitaly.
I fucking love
and
that
then he used
guy.
to be like, take the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dudes be sitting at the bus stop and they see a red dot on their chest. They be like, what the fuck?
Nah.
Like, those are the type of pranks I like. Like, make somebody think they gonna die. Like, don't just...
The thing about that, the new school pranksters to me is that a lot of them don't, it be like really like, you see when you messing with just everyday people sometimes, that kind of gets to me. You be like an old lady just like trying to mind her business.
Just trying to buy blueberries at the grocery store and you just ruined their life.
I just imagine like I be going to the store sometimes like in the morning, just don't want to be talked to. And it's like if a dude coming to me and then starts talking or moaning behind my ear, I'm like, bruh.
Nah, that's a weird prank.
Yeah.
But we almost interviewed him. I can't.
No, that was the Salim dude that does it too from the Nuck Boys.
Oh, yeah.
That just moans in people's ears.
I feel like to be a good prank, you have to have some sort of bit associated with it. Like some level of like story or costume or like, it can't just be, I'm basically poking you until you get pissed about it.
Because you used to do pranks too, right? Mm-hmm. How was that like? What was their mindset like?
I try to do pranks that most people would laugh after they knew it was a prank.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I like that.
I rarely got people mad at me during a prank. One time we got banned from Walmart permanently because I was doing a video that was integrated with Manscaped and I was supposed to be promoting their ball wipes. So I was like, hey, I would go up to dudes and be like, hey man, I'm going on a date pretty soon. Would you be able to sniff my nuts to see if I'm ready for this date?
Yes.
And he charged the cameraman and charged me and then we got permanently banned.
Nah, he was gay. he just mad you got him that horny in a public place. He said, like, the fuck?
Okay, this is where I went too far on a prank. There's this YouTube kid, Balin Levine, his whole entourage. They had bothered me to like when they would stay at my house, like they would just cause havoc, like be making noises till like 3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm gonna get these bastards back. So I did this. I was recording a song in a studio, and I got a guy to come fake rob the studio. So they came in with an empty gun. Like made everyone get on the ground and they like it was bad. And now that I'm looking back, I'm like that's crazy.
That's how you know you hanging out with some dudes that don't got it on them. So I can't do it's like some people that we hang around. It's like we definitely can't do a prank because someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, it's a prank. Like,
when you guys think of the best pranksters in the game, I think of people like Eric Andre, Borat.
Yeah, Borat, that's funny.
Who do you guys think of?
I don't know if I would call him a prankster, but I like the dude that knows everything about the person. Narwhal.
Oh. know.
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, he does play an like his way of interviewing is so interesting because part of it is like knowing so much that it's like shocking or like
freak the person out. Yeah. I like those type of pranks. I also like
I think Gideon's kind of funny too right now.
Yeah,
on YouTube. He
has a really funny one where I don't know how he's in on it, where they're like catching pedophiles and stuff like that.
We want to do that.
I think that's good. It's like a good cause. It's just like you're pranking someone that's also like needs to be in prison. So it's like, it's okay. Like you can do, what's crazy?
When you guys do that, call us.
You guys want to help us bust a pedophile?
Hell yeah.
How would you guys treat him? Because I'm trying to think if I would be nice. Not nice. I almost feel bad for this guy though.
Hell no.
We can good cop, bad cop it.
Hell no, ain't no good cop. But I will say the thing about it is like you could like if somebody just murdered somebody, right? And you seeing them run down the street, nobody's touching that person. Like even though if you don't know the person he killed and you know he just killed somebody, he's running down the street.
Like no one's tackling him.
No, nobody's like, oh, they're like, damn, he's a murderer. Look, he's gone, right? Even someone that just robbed a bank or something, you letting him go. But if you just seen a dude like, hey, he was just with the 14-year-old little girl, he's running down the street, like everybody gets to beat the shit out of him. The cop's not gonna say nothing. Like, Lord, please don't ever meet a pedophile. I'm gonna beat his ass so bad.
I see two sides of it. Like part of me has like this anger in me and wants to teach him a lesson, but part of me feels like they're a pitiful creature. Like they're like the lowest of the totem pole person.
Yep.
Like they probably haven't had sex in their entire life. They're living with their mom. They're unfulfilled. Like part of me does have pity for them.
It's a sickness.
Like, do you think it's something that just they're inherently attracted to minors?
Yeah, I think it's like a mental type of sickness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think a lot of them should go to prison, and whether it's like rehabilitation they have to go through.
To me, that shit can't be fixed.
You don't think so?
Hell no. I think it's not in all cases, but in most cases, you can track that back to that person being sexually assaulted when they were younger.
Yeah.
So it sucks that someone made them that way or made them think that's okay. You get those like borderline cases where it's just like a 20-year-old was messing with a 17-year-old that lied about her age.
Yeah, that guy doesn't need to put a sign out in front of his yard.
Right. Maybe. But
but a 38-year-old that's trying to like
meet up with like a 14-year-old boy, it's just like,
I saw
y'all
this
played
one
2K once, bro. Why you over here?
I saw this one pedophile hunter channel that they would go up to the guy, they'd like spit on him, they'd punch him. It was almost like an excuse for them to be bullies.
Yeah, I don't like all that.
I don't know, man.
I feel like you have to administer justice and kind of like I think a fine line, don't you think?
Yeah.
I also think like when people think of like pedophiles, they think of like, you know, even though this is bad, like a 25-year-old messing with a 16-year-old girl, right? And you just like, okay, that's what I think of pedophiles. But sometimes you're talking about a 34-year-old meeting up with like a 13-year-old boy, and that 13-year-old boy is not gay. So how are they gonna have sex? Like he has to sexually assault the little boy.
I mean, both ways you would have to.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Bill, it's just like, okay, if you think about it that way, like this person is, just imagine you at 13. And
he was ready to commit an act that was going to ruin that child's life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
And for that reason, you know.
And if you don't stop pedophiles literally create more pedophiles, because if that kid goes the wrong way and doesn't get the right rehabilitation, now they think like, man, this happened to me. You see it all the time. This happened to me, so I continue to let it happen because nobody was there for me when it happened. Everybody doesn't have a supportive family to recover from that from.
That would be a crazy thing to have to bust. Like if you're a hunter or a cop. Like I just saw a video from Louisville, Kentucky, where this lady was chained by her neck in a house by her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, and the cop had to climb up through a ladder, break into the window, and rescue her, saw the chain off. It is weird how dark the world can get, you know?
Man. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the thing about the news is like it's getting bigger and bigger, and that's why we like starting to even hear about these things. These things have been going on, man. Like people having, you know, you see all those movies where, you know, the 2 girls or 3 girls trapped.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Whoa, throwback.
That's a feature film, dude. That's 5 stars, Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it 5 stars?
It's like I think Brad Pitt was in that, wasn't he?
What's your opinion on bounty hunters? Would you ever like follow one for a video?
Yeah, I was actually trying to research who they are. I started calling, what's another name for bounty hunters? I was calling through some sort of list, like Minneapolis, because apparently certain states have encouraged bounty hunters versus others. And apparently Minneapolis is like the Wild West of the Midwest for bounty hunters. I was trying to leave some messages. But yes, I would 100%. That's an interesting
I hate
job.
that. Sometimes I don't like bounty hunters because it's just like I don't want a dude busting through my door that has a fake ass badge that he gave himself, telling me to get on the floor. Like, nigga, who are you?
How does that work legally?
I don't know.
Do they get a pass? Do they have some sort of certification? Like, how do they arrest people?
I think they
just detain people.
The property is like flipped to like their property now. That's what I'm pretty sure of. So now,
they give them like a 30-day pass. Okay, you can go to my property. Like,
yeah, like if they owe some bail money, now we're saying like the bail money is yours and you're going to go get it back. So if like,
but I feel like, is there like a board you gotta like you just can't wake up one day and
maybe
and say I want to become a bounty hunter?
Should you can make a citizen's arrest in some states? So
hell no.
You can make a citizen's arrest on a cop.
That would be.
You can't touch them, but you can flag them down and pull them over and just be like, "Hey, you were speeding." I don't know what that's gonna get you.
one type of police videos that I love. I've been watching the two different types. I've been watching high speed chases lately, but I've also been watching like cops bust other cops. Like this one guy pulled over like the superintendent of his town. No, it was a woman cop pulled him over, and he was trying to intimidate the fuck out of her and make her like back. You know who I am, right? Oh, I'm gonna put like. Basically telling her, you're not going to have a job tomorrow if you keep doing this. And she just stuck to her guns. And then he looked like a total bitch and it went viral. Like that to me is like justice was served.
Let's see if she got her job though.
He had to resign.
Oh, damn. That's the thing about in today's age, the bad guy doesn't win once it goes public. Like ever.
Have you been afraid of chairs lately?
I just saw memes about chairs. What is this about?
You didn't see the
folding chairs?
Yeah. You didn't see the Alabama Montgomery brawl?
Have you seen
one
it?
on the boat dock?
Have you seen it, Miguel?
The one on the boat dock.
But of course Miguel saw it.
There's these 3 drunk racists that talk shit to... How did it come about? Tell me the story.
You want to...
Go ahead.
Oh, I do.
I saw that these guys, after they got beat up, the white guys, they went to a hospital and they looked around. They're like, oh, there's a bunch in here. Yeah. And then they left the hospital. So they didn't learn their lesson the first time getting their ass beat.
I mean, like, you getting your ass beat not going to stop you from being racist. I feel like...
Actually, if that was me, I'd be more racist.
Oh, God.
If I was already slightly racist and a group of black people beat me up...
So basically, it was like a bigger boat. I think it was just like a tour boat, like whatever, that was on this river. And there was I don't know, it had to be like 50, 60 black people on that boat. Yeah. And
that's crazy.
They need... oh, yeah, 50, 60 black, damn. There's a slave trade going on. But no. But it was 60 black people on the boat, right? And the security guard of that boat knew that they had to park in a specific spot. So he got off the boat and asked this white family to move. And I think it was like 4 guys, 2 women. And he asked them to move. And basically, they said no and continued to go wherever they go to the restaurant. So he literally slid their boat up with his like bare hands. And they saw him do it, and they came and confronted him. And he's like arguing with them. And then you can hear the people on the boat telling, y'all better not touch him. Y'all better not touch him. And to them, it's like, you know, it's 6 of us. It's 1 of you. You fat, you out of shape and stuff like that.
They did not anticipate reinforcements.
No, hell no.
Because they were on a boat.
They were on a boat.
The body of water.
And they probably wasn't even paying attention to the boat. Yeah, the boat was kind of far away. Yeah. And I guess they finally got into it with the guy, and they started jumping him. And one of them punched him, and he threw his hat up. And then after he threw his hat up, somebody came. The first guy came. He tried to de-escalate the situation. But the famous guy, Jermichael Phelps, he swam across the water.
Jermichael Phelps.
He swam across the water and like started helping. And then once the boat parked, then it got like crazy. And then that's when you seen like a 70-year-old black dude hitting the old white lady with a chair. They punched the guys off the boats. Yeah. Dudes, they had like black eyes and stuff like that.
So there was a whole bunch of memes after that. Just like people like practicing with chairs and shit like that.
I saw that. I didn't connect the dots.
They said that was like our version of the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
Put a memorial down in that town and put a statue up of somebody.
But you rarely see that on video.
I'm kind of glad we did, and I think you know that the public's mind is in the right place, because I don't think anyone questioned that.
No, I think it was like the perfect amount of violence. The only part that kind of went over the line was like when he hit the lady with the chair that was already down. But nobody died. Nobody got shot. It was
the lady was already sitting down. That's the only part I didn't fuck with. She was like sitting down, already getting her ass beat by other women. And the whole black dude just like, fuck.
Just hit him for no reason.
Like,
I don't think
because he didn't get no action. He like, I'm hitting something.
No public feedback, I think, was upset about the outcome.
No.
That's what's
progress, dude. 2023 progress.
That's why I say it's rarely a video out there where people can like kind of take sides. Like from the beginning of that video, you saw like, damn, these dudes were wrong from the beginning to the end, and they got what was coming to them, and it just happened to be black and white. So now, you know, you kind of everybody gets to aha. We have a video where there's no controversy. That if you say something is wrong about this video, we know you're racist. Rarely can you find that.
Yeah,
because
that's a beautiful piece of film.
Yeah, because some videos it just be like, you do kind of got a point, but I think you racist, but you kind of got a point. Though. So I
think America needed a video that we could unanimously agree upon that had to do with race.
Yeah,
it gets exhausting.
Yeah,
like, all these videos that are just like, oh, what's your take on this? And you didn't even watch it. And you have to think about it. And you have to, if you say one side or the other, you're gonna get lampooned. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it feels good that a video came out that we all can agree. Those guys deserved an ass beating.
Yeah. I mean, I when Trump was running for president.
Yeah, you voted for him how many times?
I think once. No, I'm just playing. I never voted in my life. Only Trump I voted for is
who? Eric?
Tiana.
I know.
But no.
Pornography.
But when he was running for president, you seen like, you know, the white dude was just like, man, Trump needs to be president, blah, blah. And the black dude's like, no, we're tired of it. He's back in the KKK or whatever, the Proud Boys. Biden needs to be president. And it's two dudes, and both of them work at Burger King. It's like, nigga, y'all got bigger problems. Dude, they're the president. Like, you know, fuck is y'all doing?
It's weird how things get blown out of proportion. Like, I've talked a little bit with the Proud Boys. You know one thing I learned about them? At least the Miami chapter, a lot of them are Hispanic.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if this is the face of white supremacy, then I'm confused.
It's a lot of racist Hispanics.
Miguel,
are you racist?
do you believe a black person can be racist to a Mexican person?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Do you believe a black person can be racist to a white person?
Yeah.
And yes, if you're in a dominant position, then racism can like come into effect. Yeah.
Isn't it just,
or it kind of like teeters the line of prejudice.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate when people do all them type of words like, oh, that's prejudice, not racist. Nigga, is it right or wrong? Like, what are we doing here?
Like, a dear friend of mine, she just posted on her Instagram, like she moved to this new place. She has a 5-foot fence, and she said her white, and she spelled it YT. Her white neighbors looked at her, and like, that just shows their privilege, that they just view your property as their own. And I was just like, I'm white too, bitch.
I think the thing is like where people don't, being a college football coach, especially in two small towns where I was a college football coach, you realize these people, they either see different races on TV portrayed as something. Like, you ever watch Blue Bloods?
Blue Balls?
Blue Bloods.
Oh no, not that.
It's
one.
like a cop, not the pornography. It's about cops, right? And they never have a black dude.
It's the Chicago Police Department.
Yeah.
My mom watched that. Show.
Yeah, and there's just like little shows like that. Like, they growing up.
Point proven, right?
There's no black dudes ever in like position to be like a good guy in those things. So you think of somebody from a small town and all they grew up is to seeing black people as criminal. Maybe the only black dude they ever met. And then they get to college. That's why I feel like the college people are the best at not being racist, because they get around these people and you're forced to, like, especially football players and sports, whatever.
That's like the magic way to unite somebody.
Exactly.
Remember the Titans.
I feel like, that's what I feel like. If you racist, go play football.
Yeah.
They're going to become more racist.
Strong side, left side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for real, though.
I think the most diverse place I've ever been in the world is a fight gym. From occupation to race to gender. I think it's something about when you're bleeding and sweating with people. Like, you can't help but like somebody.
Yeah. It's also like kind of like, I feel like when you fight, it's like a respect thing. I think some people come from like different races and they think automatically because they're a different type of race that they can beat a person's ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or like you do, like, it's interesting how stereotypes get traveled around. Like, I remember So I grew up in a suburban area, and we had a wrestling coach that came from it was like the scary school kind of in our area. It was like a perfect mix. There was like a third white, third Mexican, third black, but there was a lot of people that were about it. Like they had guys from, I don't know if it was Mexican Mafia or what, but they had some crazy dudes named Gustavo that were over there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anytime it's a Gustavo, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Miguel, you know not to mess with the Gustavo.
No, you don't mess with Gustavo.
They already got an ugly ass name. They're not fucking with it.
So he came over, and I remember one of the first things, the impression he had of us was that we were just a bunch of soft white pussies just because we grew up in a nicer area.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. But we earned his respect too over time. But it's just interesting. I guess you have to go through life with
Yeah, there's some stereotypes where people just think when we wrestled the all white school, we thought it was sweet, and them boys swept us.
Okay, maybe we can talk about this because I think this is perfect for our careers, especially if we're interested in getting canceled. What are some stereotypes that are true?
White guys can't play defensive back.
Yeah, you can't play corner.
Can't.
I won't disagree with you.
I don't know why. In the NFL.
In the NFL.
Okay, I got it.
There's a lot of great D3 white corners, but they're all corporate managers right now for a reason.
they're the regional managers.
Yeah. They all work at Enterprise. Every single one of them.
I got one. Indian men are the best negotiators on planet Earth.
Hey, I thought we was doing our own race.
You just said something about white boys not being able to play football.
Hey, but that's true though.
And I did not get triggered. I'm sitting here, I did not get triggered.
Because if you would have attempted it, it's not like I'm saying
Wait, is calling someone a good negotiator a bad thing now?
That's not, but there's no Indian in the room.
Yeah.
Andrew, what are you?
You don't even know. It's always some light skinned dudes. Yeah, it's her.
Okay, another stereotype.
You Mexican? I'm actually Mexican. 100%? You 100% Mexican?
You're not pretending at
Miguel,
all?
what are you? 100%? Y'all vote 100%? I'm about to say something so racist. Y'all know each other?
Mike, we've each said something about racial things. You have to say your stereotype.
We didn't even let
now.
your Indian one hit like that because I think Nigerians are good negotiators too.
Mike's a really good anytime we have a business or brand deal, I'll be ready to say yeah. They be like, yeah, we'll give you 10,000 for. I'm like, hell yeah. Mike's like, no, hell no, and then he hangs up the call. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Mike be like, they got us fucked up. They'll call back. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why would you hang up on them?
I'm trying to think of a stereotype. I could think one for Nigerians. Nigerians are pretty loud.
Really?
They talk very loud. It sounds like they're aggressive, but they're not really.
Motherfucker is
they're
loud.
arguing. I'm not that loud.
No, you're loud, bro.
But they be like, Davis is loud. My little brother is loud. He talk loud.
I once stayed at an Airbnb in Atlanta that was run by a Nigerian guy, and he brought over a bunch of friends. I guess it was, and I didn't hear any loudness that would have made me think these people are loud. You know?
These people is crazy.
I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with your people.
I'm the exception.
Hey man, I really fuck with you, but the rest of you Mexicans, I just play my guy. I got you. I don't know if you Mexican, bro. Yeah, you do.
Are you circumcised? If you don't want to, we're making it cool not to be.
No, we can't have two burritos in the room.
Nah.
Well, we're gonna make a coalition. We'll talk offline.
No, we're not talking about.
No, we're not talking about that.
No, you guys agreed to it. We're gonna do it.
No. That's all. We can't have our fans thinking that.
That's one conversation we're not trying to be part of.
No.
We trying to go to work on the farm, man. You know any farms for us to work on?
Try to find maybe a Hispanic farmer. It's hard for me to think of myself working on a farm for a white guy.
Are you guys willing to go to Mexico?
Hell no.
No pranks in Mexico.
I can't I got this thing when I feel like I'm getting hold, I got to get one sentence in. So we get pulled over by the cartel and they tell us give me all your money, all your jewelry. And I'm giving it to them, and everybody gonna be mad at me because I'm like, man, these bitch ass niggas.
Did you see what happened the last time the cartel tried to mess with black people?
No,
they killed two dudes. They killed a guy. Go ahead, you tell it.
They killed from the rough stuff I know on the internet. They took out 2 or 3 brothers. All
Yep.
right. I don't know what they were involved in. I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Yep.
But the guys that did it, the cartel rounded up their own crew, tied them up, and left a note like, "We are sorry for this, and we don't allow this type of shit."
Yep.
So they checked their own guys.
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
but they said they weren't a part of the cartel also. But that also could have been a lie.
I feel like they were part of the cartel, and they overstepped, and they knew that they would get too much heat when they killed Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
So they said, we'll arrest these guys.
Yeah, because it's like, we don't want y'all coming in here, you know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do nothing wild in another country.
Nah,
though.
I'm good.
That's the worst place to go get arrested. Anywhere outside of the country you're actually from.
Man.
I don't really think the cartel's been doing a good job of hitting their diversity quota. So if you guys wanted to apply for a position, they might.
I'm good, man.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Man, I'm good.
That boy Miguel gonna snitch on us. That'd be crazy. Miguel snitch on us. He's watch this podcast.
If you got a call from,
Right there. He said your name, Gustavo. Fuck.
if you got a call from El Chapo to interview him at his compound, would you say yes?
Him, personally? Yeah.
If it's a personal invite, yeah, from him. Then
I'm
yeah.
not saying no to him. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not.
Would
saying.
you be scared?
Yeah, I'd be
Hell yeah.
scared. But I'm not saying no to El Chapo. I'm going.
El Chapo, if you're watching this,
I think he in prison.
I would be scared, but I would like to interview you.
Is he in prison?
Or sorry, you're his son.
He's in prison too.
No, he escaped, right?
He
Yeah.
escaped?
I
His
thought
son-
I thought he escaped once and then they got him again. Yeah. So is he out currently right now? Yeah.
So El Chapo Jr. is out of prison.
He out of prison?
Apparently, the other thing they did, like when we heard in a lot of fentanyl-ridden areas, is they said like, if you don't let out El Chapo, we're gonna flood your cities with the blue devil, the blue pill being fentanyl. And so far, it looks like they've kept their end of the promise because there's a lot of fentanyl going around here.
So is he out or in? He's in, yeah.
El Chapo is, not his son.
His son's out.
Sun's out.
Okay, shout out to El
So,
Chapo Jr. then.
El Chapo Jr.
I'm gonna shout out whoever out. Shit. I'm not trying to be safe. Fuck that. Whoever out, I fuck with you.
I mean, if you're in too, we fuck with you too.
Yeah, him too. Shit. Anybody watching this?
I feel like that's one of the scariest groups on planet Earth.
The cartel?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because they know those no nonsense groups. It's like being like how Mike explained that he was a part of a boarding school and they're no nonsense. But that's him. He's getting lashes in his back.
Did they do that to you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he getting
Like with what, a stick or
Like
a
a little
belt?
bamboo stick.
yeah. That was getting beat.
No, I mean, that was
They had to drop to their knees.
we were on our knees, yeah.
Knees.
What was rage going through your head? Fear? Like what was?
I'm probably a little more angry than anything.
Do you feel like what was the punishment or what was the crime that you got the punishment for?
I think we did like a prank night on the kids. Like putting toothpaste and shit on their faces and stuff like that. And then
It burned their face a little bit.
yeah, and then the main guy came out like the house. They call him like the house master. But
Was he white or black?
he was black.
Okay, good.
That's the same question I asked.
But he's like it's like an RA, but the adult version, like the whoever owns it. Yeah, right.
Ass beating RA.
So it was dark though, and then they whipped him thinking that it was one of the kids.
They whipped the wrong guy.
They hit the wrong guy thinking it was the kids because we were just like the prank night. So all you heard was like, ah, it was like grown man voice. So that's when we knew everybody was in trouble. But there's not 24-hour light in Nigeria. So like there was just no light. It was dark. So
And it's a bunch of black guys.
yeah, yes. And so he had to run back to his room. He was actually kind of light skinned though. No, it is hard to see.
Wait. I got a question. I forgot the question. Go ahead.
But so he ran back, he had to run back into his quarters and to find a flashlight to then see. But all of us went back to our beds when we found out it wasn't.
Oh, that's the question I was going to ask you. So if all y'all get in trouble, if like let's say 4 of y'all get in trouble, everybody get a beating?
Yeah, because nobody admitted it. It was like no snitching type shit.
Oh, so it was kind of like you all get it unless someone steps forward.
Yeah.
Dude, was it a public beating where you had to kneel in front of everybody, or
It was
was
in
it
front
like
of like the whole thing, yeah. It was like everybody. I was the first one too.
how many times did they hit you? Do you think?
A couple times because I wasn't going at first, so they started like tapping my back, trying to like this is where I want to hit. So I grabbed it and was like,
Now
nah.
pause.
Not today, mister. But I was like, no, I'm not going for that shit. So I was like, and then slapped me across the face. It's just like you can't do shit.
Pause. That was crazy.
But there's nothing you can really do because you're thousands of miles away from home. So it's like you either want.
Would your parents have cared if you like wrote home like, "Mom, they're beating the shit out of me"?
Well, after the fact, because I had marks on my back, I showed them Like,
what do they think about that?
They were mad because they're like, but they were mad that I didn't tell them when it happened because I didn't tell them. I was just like, fuck it.
You think they would have came and got you?
Nah, they probably would have talked to the teacher, but they got like the teachers because you technically at that time you weren't really allowed to hit kids in school. So it was like one of those rules that was like still kind of old school.
I would have snitched your fucking bat. Yeah. I would have been on that bitch. I would have been bleeding on the phone.
It was like my senior year. I was just trying to get out. I wanted to get my like degree and everything, just like bounce. And then I didn't even need any of that shit.
No, that's crazy. Oh, you got a degree?
Yeah, I went to community college in Chicago, and then he asked me for no information. They don't know. They just said, take this little entrance exam, and that's it. I was like, why the fuck did I go to high school?
No, that's crazy.
You got a community college degree without going to any classes?
I got into community college without showing them a high school diploma, without showing them anything that I finished high school.
Their revenue was down bad.
They was taking anybody. God damn.
And then when I transferred to actual university, then they just asked me for my community college stuff. So I was like, I technically didn't have to go to high school.
Damn.
Some people were homeschooled though, and that's kind of terrible too.
Yeah.
Did you guys homeschool your kids?
Hell no. Nah. Hell no.
My kid needs some character.
I got too much.
Go get bullied or be the bully.
Exactly.
What was it like growing up in Pontiac, Michigan? There's another YouTube sensation, Mr. DDG, that hails from there as well, right?
Pontiac is like, man.
Is that where they made Pontiacs? Is that why they named the town that?
There's car plants there, GM car plants that made the Pontiac car. So yeah, that's where the name comes from. but
isn't Pontiac like a Native American?
I think it is,
yeah, it's a lot of Native American land there.
Okay,
like all type of stuff. There's a bunch of parks named after Native American names. It's just Pontiac is just like the typical small town where it's a lot of talent packed up, but it's sometimes like crabs in a barrel.
So is it like rural or is it city?
Both. Like just like. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like Milwaukee.
So a fair amount of sketchy whites.
Yeah, you got the like trailer park whites on the outskirts of towns, and
Hate
then
those people.
And then you got the hood in the middle. You got a decent side.
So it's like a bullseye. Trailer park.
Yep.
Hood.
And then you got like, I mean, it's a lot of talent there, as you see with DDG, Dub, that's his brother and stuff like that. They're both from Pontiac. We all went to the same high school, so there's one high school there. So
how were you guys close in age?
His brother, we were the same class, but DDG is younger than me though. But he's like the most popular dude from Pontiac right now, and there's a lot of people that don't like him in Pontiac for some reason.
Why do you think that is?
It's just like, Pontiac has its own legends. And if you're not a Pontiac legend, like I'm not a Pontiac legend. So nobody will ever give me credit from like being that dude from Pontiac. They'll be like, he's from Pontiac and we know him.
Dude, I see that all the time. Like someone becomes big. People love to cheer you, especially I feel like in the rap world. They love to cheer you on as you're like emerging and blowing up. But as soon as you blow up, they get pissed about it.
Yeah, because they get a claim to fame if somebody said like, it's some dude in the 7th grade punched me in my stomach when we was playing basketball, right? This is just hypothetically, right? Let's say he beat my ass.
That happened almost every day for you, right?
No, never. But let's say he beat my ass. He gonna cheer for me like, oh, I know Pat all the way till he get it. And then like, if I make it big, when I make it big, he's gonna be like, I beat his ass before. Because that's his claim to fame when he's laid up with some fat chick. He's gonna be like, I beat that dude ass before.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like DDG, and it's just like people just be like, oh yeah, he's from Pontiac, but he not from the hood. Like what? Or I seen one comment where a dude was like, he got famous in college. He didn't get famous in Pontiac. Like he got to choose when he got famous. Like shut the fuck up. But again, shout out to Pontiac. That's like it's one of the greatest and worst cities ever because there's so much talent, so many people doing good things, but also you got the crabs in the barrel mentality where people see somebody about to crawl out and they snatch them right back in.
I was going to ask you a question too. Have you been out, anywhere in public and people thought you were somewhere else, somebody else?
Somebody else?
Yeah, somebody else famous. Have you ever got mistaken for another famous person? No?
Well, a couple brothers in Flint put a picture of Zac Efron next to my face, but I feel like that's racist.
Yeah.
Oh, I look like every white guy.
I mean,
you kind of you look like Mark Wahlberg and Brad Pitt right now.
A little bit.
But that's just me being a little that's racist.
You ever get Jim Carrey?
No.
Okay.
See, I'll get away with mine, but if you say I look like somebody, like if you say like give me somebody I look like, hurry up.
Let's say Cedric the Entertainer.
That's so racist. It's crazy racist.
Oh no.
Such a
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross? That's racist.
Lil Boosie.
No, that's crazy.
That's crazy racist. But you know what I mean?
No, but that's the thing. I have noticed like there is some like double standards that are floating around.
I mean, they
right
made
now.
Justin Bieber do push-ups when his car got stuck in like somewhere in the hood in California or something, in Inglewood.
But is that racist, or will they do the same thing to?
Hell no. If anybody else, they tell them to check in and throw some money and shit.
But I mean, yeah, true. They do treat that checking in shit so lame to me.
You know, like checking in when you go.
gotta tap in with me, man.
Yeah, we hate that shit. Like,
But I will say this: if you're going like, I'm not checking in. Like, if I'm going to like the BET Awards and it's in Atlanta, I'm only going to the BET Awards in my hotel and a high end club. I get kind of like I don't really fuck with the checking in. Yeah. But if you a superstar and if you want to hang out in the hood for some reason, like yeah, like.
But you should only be going there if you know someone there or you have someone to meet there. If you're just hanging out there.
But that's like
I understand it's like if you go to like, let's just like say we go shoot a music video in some hood in like California. It's like, now we're using your block as a prop.
That's what, yeah.
Without anybody getting paid.
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also another thing, like some of these guys that are like, let's say we just got this studio, right? And the only time that this celebrity comes and messes with us is when he's in Milwaukee, he wants to use the studio. But if he's around anywhere in the country, he doesn't hit us up. And then he starts to come back to here and then not even hit us up. And then that's why I think some of these dudes get offended.
But there's other things too. Is like there's Hollywood studios that go to these neighborhoods and use them. It's like the people from the neighborhood, they don't say, hey, Warner, you guys got to check in before. It's only like a black person thing sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's fucked up, man. But I'm not checking in nowhere. But I'm also not going nowhere where I got to check in.
How often do you wear these Crocs? Because I feel like in a lot of these like videos I see you
They're
in,
pretty good.
You never you never have regular shoes on.
No, well, I have this other pair of Crocs that fits better, so I can sprint in them if I need to.
I wear those. Crocs is
You
crazy.
you ever have to run during one of your videos, like run away from something going on?
Okay, we didn't have to sprint, but I can't even legally say what we saw on someone's phone, but it was enough to have concern. And then someone went live and started dissing people like, hey, yo, I'm with Tommy G right now and fuck this guy and fuck this guy. And based off of what we saw on the cell phone, I was like, all right, fellas, it's been good. We got to get out of here immediately.
that's
you
dissing whole sets while you with you like, no,
that's
don't
crazy.
do that.
I want my boy Tommy G. If you real, come shoot us up then. Like, fuck that. I am out.
Like my internal dialogue was like, I know I'm going to probably look like a pussy, but I don't even care.
Yeah.
That shit don't, after about 25.
Stupid.
Yeah. After about 25, that shit left me. And it sucks that I'm from a city that it took so long to like realize like that shit don't mean nothing. Like, bro, I'm leaving. Like off rip. Like if I see something I don't like, damn, that car drove by fast as hell. I'm out of here. Like
that is one new concern is people going live, because sometimes it's like a little bit of a status thing of like, oh yeah, we got Tommy G coming, blah blah, and then like you don't know how many people know, you don't know how many people like, and then as soon as you show up, if people start going live, it's just like, I don't want to be like a hall monitor, but please don't fucking go live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you have to tell them that these days now?
I tell the main guy, and I kind of hope that he tells the crew, but if I just am knowing how to communicate, no one knows. It's just like the luck of the draw. Like we had the situation with the big rapper where I call his manager weeks in advance. We book the trip. We go there. We actually bump into him the night before. I'm like, hey man, do you know that we're actually meeting you? Like what time do you want to get going tomorrow? You know that we're doing something, right? He's like, no. So like the rap communication sometimes is just like, wait, I booked three flights, Airbnb, and this guy, if I hadn't bumped into him, wouldn't have even known that we were supposed to be shooting a video with him tomorrow.
Did you have to even shooting the video though?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, that's good.
Which is good. But like, I've started to see into rap labels now, and how does anything get done? Like, we have these rappers we're working with. We'll keep it under the radar, but we're going to climb the ranks of some really big rappers. Hey, talk to the label. They'll book the tickets for you. Okay. Hey, send an email to 8 people to book the tickets. And it's been 4 weeks and the tickets still haven't been booked. Anytime you send an email to 8 people, you know nothing's getting done.
Hell no. They all in a group chat like, y'all seen that? Hell yeah.
So it's unbelievable though. Like you'll get a guy that they're like, oh yeah, we're working on his album. We got 20 people right now marketing it. What are 20 people doing on this guy's payroll? Like it just like
that's crazy that you start to see, especially like as you know, we all create content. It's like it takes a lot of a good team, but it doesn't take like I feel like some people overcomplicate what marketing is for. You know, rappers and like even just musicians in general. They
assume that these guys are not going to be looking at the financial statements coming in and out. And as long as the bag looks nice that they get, like let's just say that the bag they get is 40 grand a month. Well, compared to what they were getting, that's fucking amazing. Yeah. But if they really knew that the bag could be about 100 a month, but 60 of it is going to all these middlemen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like part of me thinks it would be interesting to start like a boutique financial investment firm that, hey, young shooter, like, do you know that you could be financially
crazy? Young shooter is crazy. It kind of got a ring to it after I said young shooter.
I guarantee if we Google young shooter, there's at least one guy that's dropped a mixtape with that name.
No, 100%. For sure. And he's probably got a RICO case right now.
Yeah. Yes. He probably snitching on himself. You heard the name, I did it last night.
That's another thing that we're starting to deal with is like we have the same group that I had to leave. In Iowa, they had a RICO case come in 2017, and they currently have more people being swept off the streets. And so you have to like send these guys a video. Like all the sketchy shit we do, we send them a video so they know if it's good or not. I don't want to put out the video. I have nothing to do with this RICO case. But if they get arrested, people are going to think like, I already get weird comments. Like the Punch Made Dev video, people said, I'm a federal agent or I'm a Fed.
Yeah.
But then I also, like you guys have to, like if anyone knows in this room how to break this down, people will also be like, you fed as a bitch. Or like you going fed. So it's like a compliment and a diss depending on how you use it.
No. It's definitely a diss.
Going fed is not a diss.
Oh, going federal. Yeah. That's like you can go fed, but if you a fed, then you a cop. But if you go federal, you going crazy. The thing I say about that is just like a lot of people get on like Vlad and DJ Academics for asking questions. They never get on the niggas who answer the shit. Like, bruh, you don't have to say nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. You'll pull up on some of these guys and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just robbed a motherfucker for 100 grand," and it's like, I asked you what your childhood was like, or like I asked you what you like to do in your free time.
And he already saying that shit. It ain't my fault. He only got 51 followers on Instagram with no profile picture.
If it comes out, what do you think? What would in a PR situation? Let's say that there's already an active RICO case. I put the video out, and just so happens that in 2 months after I put the video out, the RICO case continues. And people want like there's gonna be vlogs that are like Tommy G blah blah blah. How would you guys address it? Would you just let it fly?
You're definitely with a lot of these people because I don't know. Obviously, I know some of the rappers that you do, but majority of them I don't. And you're the biggest platform that they've been on. Some of them. So anytime like if I see someone in a RICO case or whatever, and I Google their name, your video is gonna be the first one to pop up, and I'm be like, damn, he got charged for this, and he said it on this video. Yeah. So more than likely, anytime like if you're being investigated for RICO, you're already caught. Like it's too late.
There's 99% conviction.
Like anytime you see somebody getting investigated for RICO and it's 2017, and then you feel like they beat the case because it's 2019, they still not in jail. They just waiting to see like what more information can we get. We can take you to prison right now. We're just trying to make sure that there's not another boss, another connection here.
Yeah, but I think what you do good is good. You send them the video and stuff.
Yeah,
like
one
that.
thing we do is like we'll even like so I don't want to like get a paper trail because like we know how to edit it. Like hey, we shouldn't include that part. Like I already know what not to put to not get people in trouble or. Like, hey, I'm not a gun expert, but is this a switch? Should we blur it? Okay, like, so we know what to do, but it's almost like one of the videos we want to get like sign off, like, hey, like either like on text or on video. Hey, are you cool? Like, are you cool with this being published live? Because they're like some of these guys are so wild that you're like, dude, it's only a matter of time. Mm-hmm. Like you're literally talking about going on high speed chases. You have a police Glock in the video. You have a policeman's Glock, and you're showing it off. Like it's not me. It's gonna be you, but it's gonna look like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, just because you're one of the smartest people there, is it your responsibility to stop them?
Sometimes. But that's the point of like cutting the things out.
I feel like if you can just nix all this, if you make a video of what rappers should not do in videos.
Like the Tommy G 10 guidelines to me being in your video.
Yeah.
Just like literally
or to like not catch a RICO case. Like, cause I feel like you got enough information. This is how you not catch a RICO case. One, don't admit that you did a murder on live, dude. Hey, it's public information, man. Instagram ran by the government. I don't know how that will work.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when there's RICO involved, then it is what it is. But your video would definitely end up on like a Trap Laura Ross type of video in a document. You know when they start talking about the crime?
Yeah.
Like
and YouTuber Tommy G. Who's that gotta be? But it's like it's something you can't avoid. It's something, you know, like all your videos aren't like that, you know.
That's one thing we do try. Like, we want to have like the most diverse portfolio of documentaries on YouTube. Like, part of me was thinking, I've been watching some Breakfast Club interviews. I saw them interview Vivek Ramaswamy, if you're familiar with that political candidate. I saw them interview this guy, Larry Elder, who's a political candidate out from California. I don't even know, like, if they reached out to interview me, I don't know if I would say yes. I'm worried. Like, they have some people that are so fucking woke and retarded asking questions that I'm like, I don't even think they like my content. They're gonna loop me in for some like, you're a white guy bullshit. Like, is it even worth it going in that room to get shit on? And like a lady I talked to, she's like, the truth should not be afraid to speak. But what do you want to invite into your life? As my PR consultants, would you recommend I take a Breakfast Club interview if they ever asked me?
Breakfast Club? Oh, they're gonna kill you on there.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
There's literally no point.
I don't think it'll make you any bigger than you are.
No, it's like when obviously you don't do what Adam 22 does, but when Adam 22 went on Joe Budden's podcast, like, he should have known, like, there's no winning, because also that podcast is going to be shown on that platform. Like, you're not going to win.
That's
or you can just do some of your research to see. There are some interviews where Charlemagne has asked like King Von some questions where it's like questionable, like almost like if King Von wasn't smart in that situation, if he answered that, it could have put him in some trouble.
Yeah, Charlemagne does it.
Yeah, so I don't think yes and no. It depends what you kind of feel like. You know who you should interview is Dr. Umar.
Who is that? The diet guy?
Huh?
Who?
Not the guy that like
that's Dr. Sebi. Okay. He's dead.
No, Dr. Umar's
How
do I explain him to you?
Pro-black, very, very pro-black.
Very pro-black.
Like black Israelite pro-black?
Maybe.
Have you ever met those guys before?
Like that.
Like, no, he's like, no black guy should ever date a white woman type.
Gideon tried to do a video with him when he was like donated to his school or some shit.
You took
that guy has a school? He's educating children?
No, I don't know. He just said this guy. Dr. Umar, you never seen him?
That's crazy.
Look him up after. It'll be a funny interview.
No, I don't think you would get that interview.
You probably wouldn't, but still be funny if you did.
That'd be a tough interview for you to get. He does not like white people.
They'll be funny.
But I feel like that's another thing that you can tell about the climate of today is that shit flies for him. No one's really checking him. No. Like, there's a weird, like, it's almost like if you're gay or black, you can kind of say whatever you want right now in this small time of history. I think the pendulum's going back and forth on what you can say, but do you guys agree with that assessment?
Gay
or black or both is even better.
There's some things like I feel like a gay guy can say to, like, there's like that one prank when the dude was walking down the street
being all shiesty. That's Canal Joseph.
Yeah, Canal Joseph, the one that's calling everybody bitch. Hey, bitch.
He's like, hey, he's acting extra zesty.
Yeah. So if I said that, hey, bitch, it would definitely come across a little different.
Nah, I don't think it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's definitely hard to be. It's not really ever hard to be a white guy in real life, but like right now in the content world, like it's some shit that you could say right now that could be taken out of context easily.
Like, for example,
there's a lot of shit that I can get away with right now.
Like I saw this TikTok. It was this lady wearing a shirt that's like the caucasity, and it's like when a white person does blah 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 blah. I'm just thinking if anyone wore a shirt that was the other way around, that would be a national news story.
Yeah,
it also depends on like the comedy behind it too.
Yeah,
she was a Karen. She was a black Karen.
Oh, but it's just like Theo Von makes very like edgy jokes, right?
I love that guy.
Nobody would ever question Theo Von when he makes those type of jokes. It's because where he kind of grew up. And you know where it's coming from.
And he's the jester in the court, and you don't kill the jester.
Yeah, exactly. So I think when jokes are like that, it's just like it's almost like you're just saying it because
You got to be funny.
yeah, you got to be funny with it, and you can't just say it
If
because
you
if I
whiff
said it.
and you're not funny, then
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
I seen a dude tell a pedophile joke for 5 minutes, and he whiffed every single time. And this was like at a comedy show full of comedians that were also going up, and nobody laughed.
it wasn't the Kill Tony show, was it?
No. Okay. I've never been to. We're thinking about doing a show like that in November.
I think you guys would kill it.
Think so?
Like a Milwaukee-based
Yeah.
Kill
Yeah.
Tony version?
Yep.
I think that'd be really cool. We need more stuff like that. I think we're starting to get our own flavor, and I feel like we're coming into our own pizzazz. Like, we got stores like Unfinished Legacy. We got rappers that are popping. We got podcasts and YouTube channels that are finally popping. There's a comedian, Myron Jules, that's selling out shows. And like, we have people that are reaching that level and actually committing to being in Milwaukee rather than Atlanta, Houston, LA. I think we just need a little bit more of that. I think I was thinking about a variety show or doing like a screening show where, hey, I'll show you something that hasn't been released. We'll do a Q&A. I just think stuff like that that's where the culture comes into it. You know what I mean?
We're in a day and age where you don't have to move anymore. You don't really have to move to like be popular.
Yeah, or be like your base has to be like in California where you can just fly to California for a week or two and get that work done.
Do you guys see yourself in Milwaukee for the long term?
It's a crazy follow-up question. We just, hey, yeah, Milwaukee. But hell no. No. We said like,
I don't know.
who would, I just like, I like Milwaukee. I like, it feels small and big at the same time. That's what she
You
said.
can rap. Yeah. They say that to me a lot.
That's crazy. Is that a good statement? Small and big. No, that ain't a good one. But
Yeah, it's probably not a good one.
But like, if like, at what point of like success? Because we've had people that reached out to us and just be like, "Oh, I would love to come on your show." And then if
Milwaukee is not a hub for podcasting.
Yeah.
That is true.
yeah, and it's
Especially
just
like
like,
guests and stuff like that.
yeah,
Do you ever think, because we sometimes do this, is like we'll see like, oh, Sauce Walk is going to be in town on the 7th. We're going to be the only podcast channel that's hitting him up. Maybe he'll do like it. Like there's different ways to play it. But do you ever think about doing that? Like looking at, oh, this comedian's coming to town. So you swoop in that way?
We're trying to do that too, but obviously trying to get. I think with the thing with our podcasting, the main thing was like making people like us as people first before getting like the guests, especially because we had no background in, we don't have a YouTube channel. We don't have anything before. So it's like, we got to make these people invested in.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
like dead, like nothing before. We got 2 guests, you and Killer Kyle.
So
Represent.
yeah. So we really just
Who's
trying to.
Killer Kyle?
They call him like I don't want to diss him. That's my guy. But
Is he white or black?
no, most people call him, he looks like Drewski. And he makes skits also.
He's big on like IG and
Twitter.
So he's black.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Killer Kyle. I don't know if I've met a brother named Kyle before, though.
I didn't meet either.
But then a white guy with Killer, like, just trying to see where.
There's little things on. But yeah, but we trying to make people just like be invested in us before, they start bringing on guests and stuff like that. You already had like a good establishment with your YouTube channel, so you can bring on guests because people already know you for you. But like if we just started a podcast with guests and stuff like that, it's like, one, you don't like who are the guests and then stuff like that.
Killer Kyle. Oh, I've seen this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's been going insanely viral recently.
Yeah. He always goes viral.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had
Yeah.
him. So but that is something we want to do. Start bringing in people that once a week, maybe trying to do like if we're doing 2 podcasts a week, maybe one guest based, one not guest based.
Who is a dream guest for you guys?
That's a good question.
Vince Staples.
Vince Staples is funny. I mean, I feel like the Drakes and all that stuff. It's kind of like
that's everybody.
Yeah, it's like if somebody asks you who your favorite rappers, and you're like
Drewski. I think that'll be a good one.
So what do you think about? Because you guys, how long have you been grinding on this podcast?
Grinding
2 years.
And you guys are fucking making it happen.
Yeah.
And it took a lot. There's people like I saw Bobby Altoff come out of nowhere. Her first interview is Drake, and I'm just thinking like, is she an insider? Like, what is?
I think she kind of is, because obviously she signed with WME which is just a talent agency,
right?
But how can you be someone that no one knows, and then a day later you're interviewing Drake?
Yeah, that's she definitely has some connections inside that set all those things up. And I think once that Drake interview happened, everybody else is like,
That
you don't-
opened up the floodgates.
Yeah, exactly. Because she had like, I think Drake was like her third interview. So that's like crazy to have your third interview. So
Isn't
that means
it funny too that now she can be like after 4 interviews can be like, no, you're too low.
Yeah.
On my totem pole to talk to you. Like,
yeah. But I mean, the thing about it is that even if she is a plant, which she probably is, well, in definition. No,
That's
I'm just
crazy.
saying, there's people.
There's no
backing her.
way you're not an
Yes.
insider in your first interviews.
There's
Yeah.
people backing her, big people backing her. But the thing about it is, she still has to have like the talent to pull it off as well.
Do you think she did her shtick like in front of executives and they're like, this is going to be the next big thing. We're going to get you with
mean,
Drake?
the
Like, how
stick-
does that even go down?
I get, but I get.
The stick is old though. Like that stick is like it's been done. Funny Marco does it.
Yeah.
Even like doesn't Eric Andre kind of have that same
Yep.
type of like
or, yeah, that Caleb
like-
Presley guy.
yeah,
had-
like
Yep.
the deadpan
Yeah.
type of comedy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been done before. I think it's just like these celebrities are probably just getting tired of like going to the regular interviews.
Talk me about your album,
Yeah,
release,
exactly.
your childhood, your...
Yes.
But it also shows a different talent. Also, like it's a talent to do that.
To stay in character.
Yeah, to stay in character for that long, and you kind of get the quick comeback.
the quick getting back.
Yeah,
the
it's just
dry
like
humor and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and it's like it shows your talent. Like other than like asking, hey Drake, so for all the dogs, it's coming out. Like you don't want to talk about
And
that shit
brings
no more.
it brings a different element of the celebrities that they're interviewing out of
Yeah.
it. So that's the thing. And but yeah, it's been done before. But obviously hers is just more popular. They end up getting Drake. So that's kind of the thing
Good for her.
I mean, Lil Yachty's friend has a popular podcast now
with
Who's
Lil
that?
Yachty.
with Lil. I mean, Lil Yachty's on it. They just interviewed Sexy Red.
Yeah,
like, not too long
Sexy
ago.
Red is something else. Have you guys seen much about her?
Yeah, I like her.
I got a guy that's like, I don't know if it's her right hand man, but shout out Heavy G. He sells the most expensive lemonade in the world, and he's
The-
always in her entourage.
The most expensive
Lemonade,
How much is it?
$25.
a cup.
He marks it like drank. It says it looks like drank, but it ain't what you think,
Yeah,
and it's not what you think because it's not drank. So it's genius.
So it's actually lemonade, and it's $25.
It's non-FDA. Well, I probably shouldn't even say that.
No, hey, we'll leave it alone. Shout out to Heavy G, man. Almost fucked up his whole business in one line. Boom.
He's
Everything
making
you.
flavors that have never been made before. Let's put it like that.
Okay,
And it
okay.
tastes good.
All right. I don't know what that sound like. I have to try it out. Check it out myself.
It's called Whippy. It actually is delicious.
Whippy.
Whippy. I gotta look that up. Shout out to Heavy G
Shout out Heavy G. He's
and
the man.
Whippy lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
Well, is there any final frontiers you guys want to explore?
Shout out to Milwaukee. Appreciate the love. We finally exposed that we're from Milwaukee, like with our own words.
You guys try to hide it for a while?
Not really hide
You just
it.
didn't say it?
Didn't
Yes,
say it,
didn't
yeah.
say it. So people just assume that we're in California or New York or something. So we had a Milwaukee comedian, local Milwaukee comedian,
Who's that?
Drake,
Dre Love.
Dre Love.
Yeah, he came on.
The one that those always like on the G folks.
On the G, folks.
I love Milwaukee
Yeah.
slang, dude. I can listen to people talk. Like, I love TikTok Milwaukee skits.
Yeah.
I love Milwaukee.
He just came. We posted his video a couple days ago. It has 1 million views already on TikTok. So shout out to him. But we just want to be like, we've obviously people know Unfinished Legacy from Milwaukee, and Mike's a part of that. So they some people put it together, but just like putting like ready for more Milwaukee stuff. Obviously, we're about to do the live show in Milwaukee in November here. Hopefully you can be a part of that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Live show.
Guys, I don't know how to end this except to say that if you're young, you got energy, you're enterprising, you're hustling, you're having fun doing it, a lot of good things can happen in life.
Yeah.
These guys are examples, and I'm going to try and be an example myself. But enjoy your life, have fun doing it, and don't be caught in a sundown town in Kentucky. We'll see you next week.
Put down them basketballs too. Pick up a book or something, nigga.